The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Babaleo, it's your boy Michael Ravenshadow. And as of this recording, it is the day after Christmas, 2018. And listen, maybe for those in the back, you didn't get that really special gift that you wanted. Maybe your wife didn't care or your kid forgot about you, but that's okay. Why don't you unwrap the boys on this podcast, you know? We're the wrong size, we're the wrong color, but we do come right out the box. And we're kind of better than Cole. So welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 335 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and Monster Zero was definitely in a seat before the show started.
That's exactly right. So he gets his intro.
Oh, using a different mic, you son of a bitch. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
not.
again. No, him.
Oh,
Don't blame me.
You normally use that one. That's why your first comment was missed.
Oh. I said, that's right, Johnny.
You're out of breath, though.
But I made it, goddammit. I made it.
You beat Mars. He's running late, too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
and those for taking notes over here. Raven Shadow's trying to undo his headphones.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's a Christmas miracle.
No,
What
it's
are
like
you
all twisted like dreadlocks. I feel like I'm fucking
What are you trying to
doing-
get? What are you trying to get your Boy Scout badge or something?
No, it's like Lady and the Tramp 2. All this fucking spaghetti everywhere.
Well, you are Italian. You stir the sauce first?
Realized my headphones weren't plugged in when we did the intro.
Yeah, I
Sound
saw
was all fucked up.
Is he Skyping or?
No, he's en route.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I think he had some holiday plans. So, it is the day after Christmas.
Thank God.
2018, the last episode of Trick or Treat Radio in 2018.
It's very exciting.
Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? I don't know. How was this year compared to last?
In our lives or like in terms of the show?
Well, I guess in terms of the show.
No, it was fine. It was
I mean,
serviceable.
there was less impactful deaths this year. There was still a lot of people that we like, heroes and actors and actresses and musicians and stuff that passed this year, but it didn't seem as impactful as last year.
Fair.
I just think we're
last
becoming
year
numb
was
to it.
Well, you could be right there too, but yeah, when you start the year off in 2017 with David Bowie, it doesn't really. Where does it go from there?
Yeah, we got Prince, Bowie, and like Tom Petty all in one
it
year.
was
Awesome.
ridiculous. Yeah, and to be fair, I think the movies we've reviewed this year have been. This might be the best year ever, right?
I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already working on my review and trying to decide which movies are going to make the
Your
cut.
list, yeah.
My list, yeah. And right now, I got like 15 of
Ooh,
the top 13.
that's pretty good though.
Somewhat sized up. I haven't got the whole list yet, but I've got 15 sized up right now to be in the top 13 somewhere.
It's pretty good. I haven't even started mine.
And there's gonna be more, I'm sure.
Mostly because I watched one of the films today, so I didn't want to do a list without watching, the two films we're doing this week. Speaking of which, the two films we're going to be discussing this week, it is the last week of the December double feature cram jam. I can see Raven Shadow and Aries fucking doing flips in studio right now.
Yeah.
You can just imagine it out there in podcast land.
Oh, it's sexy.
So for the final double feature cram jam this year of 2018, we're doing two flicks, one called Supergrid and the other one, Christmas Blood. So we've been discussing those flicks today, and just in general, just I don't know, like just kind of wrapping up the year a little bit, and then we are recording over the weekend. It's not going to be live, so those folks who like to tune in live, we are not going to be recording the year-end show. I'm sorry, we are recording the year-end show. We're not streaming it live, just because we like for it to come out on a specific day, so everyone hears it at the same time.
Yeah.
So, that's just sort of how we do it.
And we can't do it live on New Year's Day because a portion of this cast would be completely sauced.
One in particular.
What?
Two in particular.
No, Aries can he can handle his liquor.
Well, it all
I don't
depends on
get
how much he
hungover.
drinks.
I don't get hungover.
No?
Neither do I.
He just
Well,
stay drunk.
It takes 80 beers for you to get drunk.
Oh yeah, no.
No, he just stays drunk.
Yeah. That's my secret, Johnny. I'm always drunk.
You don't have an alcohol blood level. You have a blood alcohol level. Or
Oh,
no,
man.
wait, it's the other way around. Maybe I'm. You know what? fuck
Yeah,
it.
you.
Wait
Yeah.
a miss.
Yeah, why were you late, MZ? Were you getting something friendly?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I
If I was, do you really think I'd be here?
well, yeah, it takes you 2 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long.
That's true.
So when you said I'm going to be 15 minutes late,
That's right.
I thought for sure, 2 minutes to have sex,
Yep,
5 minutes to put your pants
I was
back
at a
on.
whopping 2.5 inches. You should have seen me.
10 minutes to write the check.
Count the ones.
Yeah.
Break out the change. 5, 15.
Did you get like a coupon
40.
for Christmas? Get a gift card. I'm so glad it's fucking over though. I'm just fucking done. I'm fucking.
What, Christmas?
The year or Christmas?
Definitely the holidays. And I'm sorry. Big ups to those. that,
Big
like-
ups to Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Big ups to JC and the boys.
Yeah, JC. I mean, praise hail Satan, motherfucker. But no, it's fine. Get your Yule on. I like Yule. I know about Yule now. Yule Brenner.
Yule Brenner. Merry Yule Brenner.
Yule Brenner. No, I just fucking hate it. I just hate it, and I know I do. I know Mars loves it. But
Yeah.
no,
I'm totally indifferent. I don't. I've.
Yeah.
I did grow up in a household where we had Hanukkah and Christmas, but I don't know. Like once I kind of like moved out, I just didn't really care about either, really, because it meant something to my family. But I don't know. It doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm not trying to be a fucking Scrooge or anything, but
right. Enjoy
it just doesn't. Yeah, I like seeing my family. So I went and hung out with my dad yesterday, and get to see.
How's Pop's doing anyway?
He's doing great.
Good.
He's 70, and he looks like he's like
Jesus.
fucking 45 or something. He looks like younger than some of us.
I'll never forget when you and I went to his place to go pick up the TV.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
when
that big
Yeah.
honking thing.
And
Oh,
there was
yeah.
and he was watching a Sox game.
yeah.
And it was so funny because it was a scene. It was just at a time when I forget who it was that did it, but they foul tipped the ball. It went into the stands and it smacked some guy dead in the mouth. It was the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my
Funniest
life.
goddamn thing.
Not for him or his family and loved
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, who cares what they think?
It's not as good as the guy getting the pizza thrown in his face, though.
That's golden. That's up there.
Steven
That
Hot
is-
Pizza.
Oh, Pizzagate.
Pizzagate.
That's brilliant. That was brilliant.
Pizza burns, man.
So I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about, but yeah. So that's what
Christmas and Hanukkah and how you want to
yeah.
throw it all in the trash.
we're doing. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's not the holiday for me. It can be the holiday for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean,
Halloween is my Christmas. All right.
yeah, and I think that's true for a lot of us here, and not just on the show, but I mean like just people out there, our friends. So yeah, I think so. So yeah, we're still waiting on Mars. That's what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
We're doing
And,
those two flicks. Yeah,
He just left a message on the chat. He says intro C+.
Oh.
C+.
That's a passing grade.
That's true. Got me through high school.
C+.
Who are you fooling? You never got a C plus.
I did. I got lots of them.
C minus maybe.
No, listen. Hey,
He never got anything above it.
it
though.
doesn't matter. Hey, it's like a fucking home run or a base hit. You see, still gets you fucking passing. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter.
Hey, D is passing.
Yeah.
Just barely, but it's passing.
Yeah, well. once
So
again.
you outdid yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I get diploma.
Yeah. Do you really?
Yeah. Do you?
Yes, I do.
All right. Prove it.
Prove it. I don't carry
Get
it
it
with
now.
me, you ass.
No, you should.
Yeah, you should. You don't carry it in your back pocket.
No.
Yeah.
I should put it in my Jeep. What I should do.
Oh, this is a dynamite exchange.
Well, do you have a diploma?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't knocking whether you guys had diplomas or not. I was.
He's knocking the exchange.
Do you have a diploma? Yes, I do. Do you have a diploma? Yes, I do. So you continue it.
What is Mars talking about? What Mars? Just fucking get here.
He says,
I thought it was the
30th.
30th, not New Year's Eve. We're
What?
New Year's Day. We're doing. Yeah,
This is a regular show.
yeah. We're doing it on the 30th, man. Just get here. Don't. Maybe if he doesn't type, he'll get her quicker. Is that how it works?
I'm not sure how typing works.
No shit.
Well, he doesn't
The
type. He talks
30th.
into his phone. That's why
Yeah.
usually it doesn't make any sense.
Uh-oh. It's going to be a good show already.
Also, one other thing I forgot
Yeah.
about. At the stroke of midnight tonight,
Ooh.
it is going to be someone's birthday.
That's right, Johnny.
I don't whose birthday could it be?
I'm trying to think.
we already did mine.
Yep.
We did
Johnny's.
MZ's
Mhm.
since his is the day before mine. His came on a Wednesday and mine came at midnight on the Thursday.
Yeah.
We sort of celebrated Aries' birthday. He never tells anyone.
No, we didn't.
Well, you get a present.
It was secret, yeah.
And we did celebrate Mars's birthday. It's true. So, Nathan Cotton Coy Van Stook. We're celebrating.
No, he was last week.
We're going to be celebrating Raven Shadow's
Oh, yeah.
birthday.
That's right, Johnny. Not only was it officially this time last year, my actual birthday,
Officially
You
this time
goddamn
last year.
kidding
but
me?
now the way stars align and the fates are intertwined, and after MZ wined and dying, to say a little pasta and little ham thing you had going on the Facebook, it becomes my birthday right at the stroketh of midnight.
Stroketh.
Yeah. So, Jesus was the opening act, and I'm the closer, the headliner.
Since it's your birthday, will you
Jesus was the opening
be
act.
since
my
it's your
opening
birthday,
act.
will you be strokething it yourself, or will somebody be doing it for you?
Well, it depends what time we get out of the show. We're going to wrap it up.
And
Remember,
whether
children,
you have
wherever you go.
plans.
Yeah.
Don't look at
Oh,
me,
that's
man.
why you're on the phone.
Don't look at me. My hands are all sweaty.
I think that's what he's looking forward to.
Oh, you do get those DSLs too.
You know what? I dry dock it with my hands, so. What? Oh, it's to a point where the skin was just coming off.
Oh,
That's great.
wow.
That's my fault.
Merry,
I'm sorry.
Merry New Year.
Merry New Year.
Mars in the chat room.
Uh-oh.
Someone named Mars is in the chat room. He says, if I was Raven Shadow and everyone hated me, I'd hate good times too.
Thank you, first time, Mars.
I don't. Yeah.
Hey, I love good times.
JJ
and
and the
Florida.
boys.
Yeah, and Michael and
Penny.
Bookman,
Bookman.
Buffalo Butt.
Very exciting.
Yes, very exciting. So one thing I do want to talk about is we are going to be recording our year-end show on Sunday, December 30th. Time still TBD, but if you guys want to send in voice messages about your favorite flicks of the year, your favorite anything, it could be your favorite movie of the year, favorite movie we discussed, could be favorite episode, favorite fight,
podcast host.
favorite argument, favorite podcast host, whatever. You can do your sort of like best ofs. We just ask if you could maybe keep them under 3 minutes, just in case we get a bunch. And we do typically the year-end list does take a while to get through. So, but yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. So if you're so inclined and you want to, feel free to send us a voice message or an email. podcast@trickortreatradio.com, or you can go to trickortreatradio.com and just click on the contact button, and you can leave a voicemail right from there. You can also use your smartphone for that as well. So it makes it super easy. You can leave us some voice messages and let us know your favorite things of the year.
You don't have to be tech savvy to do it.
Maybe a little bit.
Well,
if you're Raven
more
Shadow,
than
you
Raven
have to.
Shadow.
Actually, Johnny, if
Yeah.
we're killing some time,
Not really killing time. We're just doing shit.
Oh, okay.
We're just talking. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
What
do
is
you want
it?
to talk about?
Well, I got a gift today.
Oh, you did, huh?
I did get a gift. Yeah.
You see how he says that? Well, I got a gift today.
It's fabulous.
It's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. You didn't get this gift. No, it was nice. It was a surprise from somebody I work with, a vendor that I know. Very nice man.
All right, well, whip it out.
I didn't
Yeah.
whip it out. Step back.
Stand back.
Is it
There's a
is it-
hurricane coming through.
Is it a luggage tag for your
No,
Boba
it's
Fett?
not. It's not. Although I do have something that I'm going to say for it. It's pretty fucking. It actually trumps the. I can't say that word.
Oh, don't use that.
It overtakes the Boba Fett luggage. I'll tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty fucking ridiculous.
That's got to be
Is
pretty
it,
hardcore. 'Cause
is it,
that's hard to top.
Jango Fett luggage?
It's Jango Fett luggage. Yeah. But no, I can't.
By the way, Jango Fett is in Aquaman. The guy who played Jango Fett.
I'm not going to see it then.
And he makes out with Nicole Kidman.
Really?
He doesn't get an NKHJ, though.
Well, fuck, Aquaman should. He's the
Spoiler
king.
alert.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Well, Aquaman should?
yeah.
That's his mom.
Really? Is she,
Nicole Kidman's his mom.
oh, she plays.
Aquaman gets a hand job from
No.
his mother.
No.
That's outrageous.
Okay, what about your gift?
Well, it's not as good as that. Now I'm picturing like Mira on one side. I'm picturing Atlanta. Her name's Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
I know about Aquaman.
Things
I
aren't
know.
that bad, Aries. Just get your head out of your hand, will you?
Your head out of your hand.
Yeah. He's face palming
Yeah,
himself.
let us see this
Oh,
fucking
I'm
present.
busy.
Hurry up!
I got this one over here. This sucks. Mars, get here. But no, it's kind of cool. So I found this in a bag, and this was the gift I got on my desk.
Is it an original?
Yeah.
Is
So
it really?
So I come into work, and there's a copy of Avengers number 15
Can I get
on
grease
my
all
desk.
over it?
Yeah, please. That's why it's in the.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
It's kind of nice,
Really?
right? I mean, it's not it's not mint condition, but it's still pretty dope, right? It's Avengers number 15 by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee.
Oh wow!
Who are,
Look at
who are
that.
those guys?
No, there's some low level talent.
Give me a
This
pair
is
of
fucking
scissors.
cool.
I want to
Yeah.
order some of those X-ray specs.
yeah.
Yeah. I want the X-ray
and sea
specs, yeah.
monkeys and
I want to make pure $100 bills out of plain paper. Plain paper.
This is cool, man.
What a cool gift, right? It's
Evil Corny says, "Whoa."
Yeah, it was in a bag on my keyboard, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Holy shit!" So yeah, that's my.
Oh,
buddy.
so it's the other job.
the other job, yeah. yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see if yeah. Yeah, instead of working for the weekend, I'm working for a pink slip. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to kill in time. But yeah, it's fucking cool. It's
thanks.
read the cover. What's going on there, Aunt
Yeah, what's
Sarah?
going on there?
Let's see. It says The Avengers.
Perfect.
Who are they?
Let's see. 12 cents. Jesus. The thriller you never expected to see. And there's a quote saying, "Now by my hand shall perish a villain. The world's mightiest superheroes in mortal battle with the world's deadliest villains." And it has the thing on the corner saying, "The MMMs want you."
The Merry Marvel Marching Society. Yes.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They used to have like the fan group.
All right.
Yeah, but it's very exciting. You got Captain
Yeah.
America.
Approved by the Comics Code Authority of America.
That's true.
Of course.
Yeah, you had to in those days. Otherwise, you weren't going on the stands.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maxi Gaines. Go fuck yourself,
Did
EC
you
Comics.
leaf through this thing yet?
I
or-
threw it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
should have been doing my review, but I was looking at that.
were you wearing gloves?
Yeah, white glove in it.
The
Yeah.
color is pretty sharp.
It's
I
not
mean, how old is this?
1963 to
Really?
5. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's probably like a good copy, you know, or a good to find copy, but it's pretty cool. They're fighting the masses of evil. They're
Yeah,
running amok.
that's.
But yeah, it's kind of cool. And
Yeah.
Which numbers again? 15?
15, yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna look it up on eBay. See how much it's worth.
Swipe it from you.
Like I said, it's not a
No,
mint
no,
copy.
nothing's good's going to happen if you pull that out in here.
If I had a nipple for every time I heard that.
A nipple or a nickel?
Whatever came first.
like you said, nipple. All I know is if you do, the table better watch itself.
You better watch yourself. You shaved. Those DSLs are looking good. But no, so that was a nice gift. I walked in, that made me smile.
That's real nice.
And then I got some emails that made me smile less. But and it's funny. I called the dude, Joe. Hey, Joe. Thank you, Joe. And I called him. I'm a voicemail. And then I fucking I pressed the wrong key and I fucking erased it. So I'm like, God damn it. Leave another voicemail. Thanking him, very nice. I pressed another button, erased the fucking voicemail. So it's like the third fucking voicemail to leave it for him. It sucked.
And you're trusted with a comic like that?
Well, yeah, you don't gotta fucking press any buttons with it. You just gotta hold.
You
the
know, if
page.
you hang up, it just automatically saves it, right?
Nah, voicemail's different now.
No, it isn't.
No, I followed the prompts.
You follow the prompts.
You didn't because you erased it twice.
Well, yeah, well, I confused it. I was confused because normally like what, like pound sign or what hashtag, right?
Oh, God.
One's the universal to be done. Then it asks you questions. Do you want to listen to it? And I'm like, you know what? I do want to listen to it because I think I said some nice things, and I want to make sure I said some nice things.
Why do you want to listen to it?
Because I want to make sure we
You
reiterate.
just left it.
Yeah, but sometimes I think about other things when I'm talking.
Yeah, I noticed that because you were
Well,
reading
if
the
you
text
think
as
about
were
other
talking.
things, just leave another message.
Well, I had to. But then I get nervous because I'm calling him like 3 fucking times. He probably thinks I'm like stalking him now.
Look, I can understand to a certain degree that you might have trouble with the technology that we have in today's smartphones. But leaving a message should be one of the easiest things to do.
It's
You
unusual.
talk into a phone, and then you hang up. That's it.
But on my work phone, there's a thing where it's like, oh, you press 7, then listen.
Oh, this is on your work phone.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it was on a
okay.
cell phone,
All right.
so like it's a whole different thing. No, it's not easy.
I'll tell you, it ain't easy.
Oh yeah, so Avengers number 15. Thank you. That's mine. I have that.
So on a slightly different note, you reminded me of this. The
You're
absurd thing that happened to me on Christmas is someone decided they wanted me to look at a comic book to see if it was worth any money.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'll have a look. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'll let you know if it's worth holding on to. This woman goes and gets said comic book, comes back with an Archie magazine that is 7 years old. I'm like, yeah, this probably isn't even worth face value right now.
The Archies, the Archies.
Jughead.
Jughead.
It's like, why would you even think this is worth anything?
It's hard, man. I don't fault people for that, but
Yeah,
it
like I
is-
knew some
it's-
butt puckers from the west side.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
She was adamant. She was like 7 years old. And I'm like, I don't care.
This is the book where Superman died. Well, yeah, you know,
Everyone fucking owns that book.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like if you have it, everyone has it.
Right.
It got didn't it get to the point where it was worth more opened than it was closed, like sealed in the bag? Because I had it.
Yeah, there was that one, the black bleeding S edition.
Yeah,
the
that's
regular
what I'm
bluestone
talking
one.
about. Like it was worth more open.
That was one of the first comics I ever bought, and I got it at like fucking BJ's. They
Yeah.
had like a whole like display of like like a package of it, like a commemorative like package that they were selling that I got.
I mean, the story that was inside of it was pretty cool, and you got a bunch of cool little goodies, like the black armband that had the S on it, and
Which is
everything.
cool. Yeah,
I mean, that was pretty neat.
I wore it when I read it. I was 32.
You don't wear it to school the next day?
No, I was out of high school. Okay.
What else did it
That
have?
was
It
the
had
girl.
like a fake newspaper clipping of.
Yes.
It did. Yeah.
yeah.
Of, I think it was of the funeral. Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
It might have been the funeral or the cover of the death of like
Yeah.
Superman's death.
Yeah. It was pretty neat.
And it's cool, but it comes down to supply and demand.
Mm.
That's why the reason why
Well, the demand
This-
certainly did not meet the supply.
Well, I mean, it's everyone has it. The reason
Yeah.
the comics are worth stuff is because there was a world war going on.
Yeah.
and they were
Well, they
recycled
should.
for the war effort.
They should have made that a limited edition.
Well, yeah, but you can't.
Yeah,
they're
but the point of it was to make money.
Oh, I know that, but I
So-
mean, you
and
could
they
have
made,
a limited
and they made
edition.
a shitload of money on
Have a
it.
limited edition of the black bag version, say like maybe 5,000 units, and then
5,000.
oh, all right, 2,000, whatever. I don't care.
No, like maybe 50,000. That's
Okay,
5,000 is
whatever.
nothing.
Well, exactly my point. But I mean, I don't know how big the readership of comic books was back then. I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm just saying, a limited edition, and then the remainder of them leave them out of the plastic bag without all the extra goodies that go with it. But still have the comic available, maybe with a different cover.
I mean, they'll do like limited variants of things at times, but it's the point is to get them out to the readership. The companies doesn't matter if a copy of Amazing Fantasy goes for 15 goes for like $1 bajillion. Marvel's not going to see that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't
Right,
get any
it's aftermarket. Yeah,
aftermarket
yeah,
money,
yeah.
You know? So
that's true.
it's the whole point is that it's rare. When everyone has
Yeah.
it, it's not rare.
Right.
You know.
Looks like Corny posted the MMMS song.
Oh, there was a song. Yeah.
Let's play.
Stand a little straighter, walk a little louder,
Oh shit.
a little louder, stroke a refrigerator, we can show you how to.
Wow.
Will you be then?
We need this Avengers now in theaters.
It's true.
This already looks better than the movies.
March along, march along, march along to the song.
This is amazing.
Oh, the Mandarin.
Everyone out there at home should look up the MMMS song, the Merry Marvel
Yeah.
Marching. What is it?
The Merry Marvel Marching Society.
Yeah.
It was like their fan club back in the 60s. And they tried to do it
You.
later. Was it?
Oh, Evil Corny, you hit gold here, dude.
It's fucking long.
Black Bolt. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Red
Nazis,
Skull.
yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's fun. That's fun.
That is funny.
Evil Corny says, I sold my copy of The Death of Superman to someone in line for $150 after I got it out of my pull list that year.
Stop
Nice.
it. Really?
Holy
You
shit.
fucking
Dude.
scored, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
And then later on, there was they tried to bring it back with
Yeah.
Wham, Wild Agents of Marvel, but didn't really have the same feel to it.
No.
Was George Michael in it as well?
That'd be awesome. That's something special. There was some sexy songs though in the old Marvel cartoons that had the old like very limited animation.
That song's something, that's
Something.
for sure.
I remember the Tony Stark one. It was like Tony Stark. He's got a heart. No, he's Tony Stark makes you feel. He's the hot exec with a heart of steel. Yeah, it was dope.
And speaking of limited edition, have you guys seen the trailer for Glass?
Yeah.
The TV trailer?
Oh, I
it
haven't
was
seen
just-
the TV trailer.
Yeah, it just released a couple days ago.
It was on last night, but I tried to avoid it because I haven't seen the other
Unbreakable.
one.
Split?
Split yet? Yeah.
Oh, Split. Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't seen that either. Now that you mention it, I got to get on that.
Do we have that somewhere?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, get it on fucking VOD, dude.
Cool.
Kneel before VOD, if you will.
No, I'm trying.
But yeah, Glass is coming out soon, and I haven't seen Unbreakable in a long time. I'll probably rewatch that soon.
It was on cable a couple months ago. I was watching.
I don't
it.
have cable.
I
Why
know
would you have
do- I know
fucking? Why would you
don't.
fucking have cable?
Dummy.
I know.
You
Why
pay
would
like
I?
$150 a month for it.
I watch a lot of TV. What can I say?
Yeah, but why don't you get like I don't know, like Apple TV or like a Roku, or
I got
you
a
have a
better
fucking
idea.
Fire Stick.
I got a better idea. Why don't you get me Apple TV? And
I got you a fucking Fire
You
Stick
have a
last
Fire
year.
Stick.
Thank you, Johnny. It was very nice of you
Yeah,
to
that's
do
why
that.
you didn't get anything this year. I gave you something nice last year.
Oh, you
Fuck
cheap
yourself.
prick!
Where was my Prezi, you
Well, it's
asshole?
still at the store. I would imagine.
Actually, I do have a gift for you, Johnny. I just didn't. I don't have it with me, but it's, I do have. I put something aside for you, and I'm like, I think Johnny would like this,
All right.
but I haven't. I said it's in my box.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Oh, I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
No, I can't wait for it. It's
Dude,
gonna be
seriously, like Fire Stick, you can download. Do you have Amazon Prime?
awesome. No.
Okay, you have Netflix.
Yes.
So let's see, what else can you do? So what I do, who do you have for your cell phone provider? You have Verizon, AT&T. Who do you got?
Oh, Verizon.
Okay, well I don't know about Verizon, but I have AT&T, and through them I'm able to get DirecTV Now for like $10 a month, I think it is,
Mm-hmm.
and I get like 40 something channels. That's like more than enough TV for me, and then I just supplement it with other apps. Like I
Well,
download other apps.
we're getting rid of cable ASAP.
Good,
As soon as
good.
we're out of this contract, we're getting rid of cable.
Like what do you watch on it? You watch old shows, right?
Watch all sorts of shit.
Yeah, you can find like apps that'll stream it.
There are a lot of the actual channels that have their apps.
Yeah.
You just download the app. You can watch the shows.
Yeah.
You got to deal with commercials because it's a free app, but you're dealing with commercials on cable anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I haven't had cable. I'm gonna say like 4 years, maybe 3 or maybe 4, and I literally don't miss it. The only thing for me is like live sports if I want to watch live sports.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you.
But with DirecTV Now, I can watch most of it. And if I wanted to get Nesson, which is the local channel the Red Sox are on, I could pay extra to get it, but I just don't because I buy the MLB package. So
okay, because that was the big thing for me is if whether or not I would be able to watch my Red Sox.
I know you don't care about the Celtics, but I do have this. I'm able to watch the Celtics on NBC Sports Channel or whatever it's called. Like I do get that. And I mean, you can just for like $10 more or whatever it is, $15 more. So you're still paying less than 50, for the stuff you want. So I don't know. I think it's interesting though because now like you literally can watch like almost anything for free. or for very little money. But now all these different, like different companies are going with their own streaming apps, because Warner Brothers is doing their own and they're owned by, they own DC, but DC has their own.
Right.
Warner Brothers is going to do one, Disney's going to do one. So like now all of a sudden you went from getting rid of cable, and paying like a nominal fee for all these apps to now having like 40 apps that you want to get, and you're probably paying as much as cable. So like something's got to give, and I imagine eventually it's going to end up being just like fucking cable all over again, because you're going to buy packages,
Yeah.
It includes DC, Warner Brothers, Disney, whatever, and then you're paying X amount of money for it. Because
If you can customize it, that'd be cool. But but I'm sure that'd be too.
Yeah. No, my Verizon contract ends at some point next year. I think towards somewhere around the first quarter of next year, I think it ends.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
where we would talk about getting rid of it. So that's exactly what we're going to do.
Although I did see the Johnny or probably not MZ, maybe Aries. Did you see the teaser for the Doom Patrol TV show?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
awesome. Yeah, it's
I
fun.
did, yes. Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think I love them in Titans.
Oh, they make an appearance in there?
Yeah. They were in a few 2 episodes maybe.
Really?
But yeah, no, I thought they were awesome, and they did recast the professor with Timothy Dalton, which I think is a big improvement over the guy that they had in the Titan show.
Weren't they supposed to get? I thought Kelsey Grammer was originally talked about being the chief,
I don't know.
but he wasn't in the Titan show.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
But Dalton's dope.
Yeah, exactly. And Brendan Fraser is Cliff
Steele, Robot
Steele,
Man.
yeah. And I mean, granted, I don't know if he's actually acting under the suit. He at least does the voice.
Yeah.
I imagine maybe he is acting under the suit, but yeah, no, it's cool. And I watched a couple episodes of Titans. I think I have maybe 2 or 3 left for the season, and I'm digging it. It's dark, but it's not like, I know a lot of people had problems with the DC movies saying that they were too dark, but these are like, I don't know, like I will say that I did enjoy the DC movies, like, to varying degrees, but for the most part I like them.
Well, it's funny, but I don't know if we've mentioned this really on the show, but I think it bears mentioning and bears some understanding, is that DC has a huge television universe that's very whimsical and very bubblegum.
The CW?
The CW stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, it spans what?
It-
There's Flash, Arrow, Legends, Black Lightning,
Supergirl.
Supergirl, the developing Batwoman. I haven't finished watching the
Yep.
most recent crossover, but I mean, that's definitely a whimsical pop
Yeah.
show series.
Yeah,
Universe.
and for the most part, like I dig what I've seen, but I just feel that there's this hump that CW can't get over for me. Like there's like, you can tell it's a CW show. It feels sort of like campy, and I don't know how else to describe it, but I when I watch it, I know it's a CW show.
Oh,
And
correct.
there's something with that I just can't. Like I wish they would go a little further, and that's for me what the Titan show does. It goes a little further, and it's not like bubblegum pop, TV. I think it does a little bit more than that, and I dig it. So
Cool.
yeah. So I think even if you just borrow my account or something,
Ooh, I'd like to.
Hey Mars,
Mars is here.
Mars isn't going to talk.
Hi.
apparently.
You need the mic.
And your mic must be off because I can't hear you.
Yeah, I forgot some more.
That's okay. You're not the first one to forget.
That's all right.
What's up, man?
I am okay. Watching this show, I have a lot of interesting thoughts on the visual of it. Like, it looks like Santa Claus is sitting next to his liposuction bag.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's sitting next to a colostomy bag?
Hey, I wasn't going to say that about Raven Shadow on his birthday.
He's too thin to be a colostomy bag. At least your colostomy bag.
I'm not entirely sure how to take that.
Well, you look good. I'm saying you look good. No, I like last
you
week.
called me Santa Claus.
Tis the season.
So Santa's not bad. He's fucking the best.
Would you rather have him call you Rasputin?
Ooh.
Maybe he's a slender individual.
Well, Kurt
he
Russell
rocks
as
the robe.
Kurt Russell as Santa's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's true.
And
But he's in a fat suit.
Did you watch that?
I still haven't caught that yet.
Raven Shadow?
No, I saw a picture right here. It's very good though.
Oh yeah,
How do you
know?
You saw a photo, so
Yeah.
it's pretty dope.
Well, I like. Well, A, it's Kurt Russell. He's fucking.
I
he
don't
could be,
give a shit.
A,
You
he's
saw a
handsome.
photo. You can't say he's pretty
Saw a
dope.
picture.
He's Kurt Russell's always dope, and he looked dope as
Have you
Santa.
seen
in the
Overboard?
picture. I don't have to. I hear it's very good.
You hear it's very.
Who's saying this?
People, the internet.
People of the internet.
It's
Can
got a
you
lot-
can you really trust them?
I think I got here 3 hours too early.
I think we all did.
People who I know liked it, and I like them. So I like that they like it. So I feel, you know.
Wow.
I'm sure it's good.
So how was your holiday, Mars?
I loved it. It was great. I was sick, but I had a good time. I'm not a miserable fuck, so I had a good time. You know,
You're not?
Who are you?
not you. You're not miserable.
I know, but it could go anywhere in this room.
Well, I was pointing at Raven Shadow, but I can't see it past the dark side of the sun here.
I saw
But-
it pointing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I know MZ doesn't like it because he doesn't have any friends. I know.
No, he likes it 'cause he gets fucking presents.
Yeah.
You're like a fucking kid still. You get like tons of toys.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So why do you hate Christmas?
I just, it's just
You get
nuts.
fucking Transformers, you asshole.
And the problem is,
I think he has to deal
So
with
you
the
should
missus.
like it.
Do you have to deal with the missus?
You have to deal with
people
the
get
process?
presents on their birthday. That doesn't mean they like it.
Who
I
gets
just-
presents on
what
their
does
birthday?
I just
Raven
can't
Shadow
figure out why
likes it.
Raven
Raven
Shadow
Shadow.
doesn't like it. Raven Shadow gets to eat. He gets to drink. He gets to be around people he cares about.
Well,
Like,
Raven
gets to be
Shadow might
bitter
not.
about-
If Raven Shadow doesn't like Christmas, I understand because it's 2 days before his birthday.
Yeah, but nobody likes him,
Yeah,
so
that
at least
kinda
they were
sucks.
obligated to give him presents on.
People do like me. It's not here.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
like
your,
Raven
your,
Shadow.
your
The problem
parents,
with him is
your
he-
parents picked a really weird time to fuck.
Wow.
I suspect they
Jesus.
didn't pick it. You know, that
Well,
happens.
What was
Oh,
it like?
oh,
Was it like
It's
March?
usually the other way around. December babies.
Yeah. It was in San Francisco.
That's
the-
weird that you know that.
the height of
He was there.
No, it was.
Like
Yeah, there was.
Haight and Ashbury.
It was a very weird time.
The height of were they protesting the war?
No, I think he got married. So they honeymooned out there. Or my dad was getting out of the service. Maybe been stationed out
I mean,
there.
seriously, they have to think ahead of when you get. I mean, when you're pregnant, and you're gonna have a kid. You gotta think ahead of these things. If you're gonna get pregnant in March, chances are you're gonna get. You're gonna be shitting out the kid around sometime around
That's
Christmas,
not
and
first.
that's
He needs an
gonna,
anatomy
Yeah.
lesson.
and
So-
that's gonna really suck.
First of all, that's not chances are. If you get pregnant, these usually. Sometimes it's like your knowledge on procreation is only less interesting than your knowledge on collecting. Why don't you shit out 4,000 or 5,000 less kids? They'll be worth more.
Yeah.
Now I know you don't know how sex works.
No.
It's been a long time. I might need training wheels the next time I get a chance.
Did you get too close to the Yule log? What happened to your beard?
I shaved it off quite a bit, pretty close.
I can't even tell.
Yeah.
It's the same.
No, I missed the beard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's gonna grow back. I just kind of shaved
It
off
worked.
A little bit
The
too
beard
close.
helped.
Hide the second chin.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a
You should see it
duplicate.
from this angle.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Weird.
You.
It looks.
think you got yours? What about yours?
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
Aries
it's not
has 6
chin.
chins.
Yeah.
We can't tell.
He's got
And
like
you can't
30
fucking
chins
see
under
him.
there.
You're
Let's see what you got under there.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Monster
Don't-
Zero.
But
Monster Zero, not for nothing. Your profile looks like the theater scene from The Blob.
Kinda
And the
looks-
reason why you grow a beard?
Because I shaved my head and I look like the principal from the Smoking in the Boys Room video without it.
you wish you looked.
You
that
look.
good.
Like, you wish you looked like Michael Berryman. Instead, you look like Uncle Fester.
MZ kind of looks like Alfred Hitchcock. Remember the Alfred Hitchcock
the
presents?
silhouette, yeah.
No, it's true. MZ, you're under. There looks like there should be a chained Carrie Fisher under your chin. I left Christmas before Pie came to hang out with you guys, and this is what I get.
Did you bring a pie with you?
No,
I
what
don't
they
know
come
why
out
you
yet.
left before Pie came.
Yeah, I know, because I'm stupid.
Yeah. Yes. What kind of pie?
Well,
Let's
they're
Ah.
like,
the
hey,
pie
it's
alarm.
pie.
Yeah.
Is there pie outside?
Oh.
Now we're taking calls on the show. I see. All right.
Could I call you back in a little bit? But I'm sure. I'm on vacation. Can I call you tomorrow?
Oh, This sounds like a work-related call.
Yeah,
This might be
I'm,
important.
Because I'm on air right now. So,
Fuck me, Mars. Fuck me.
Wow.
Oh.
Boss, I'm not
but
feeling too good.
I should be able to. It'll be my first week of my new job.
Use those
Go.
but on my
DSLs.
day off,
Use
I
those
can do that.
DSLs.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the week of my new job, and when I come back from vacation. But like I said, on my days off, I don't see why I won't be able to. I won't. One of them will be Tuesday, I think.
Mars is on a call, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
All right. I will.
why we're
I'll see
back.
what I can do. Text me the dates. All right.
Mars.
Bye.
Mars.
Once again, proving MZ you don't know how sex works.
No. My sister just said, is someone having a stroke?
He's probably going to kill himself.
Sex never crossed her mind. It sounded like you were getting hurt. And you wonder why no one asks you to be in any movies.
Well, they ask me to be in the movies. They just don't ask me to be in the sex scenes.
Well, that's the problem. They tell you it's a sex
Rocky
scene, even though it's a
overhang.
death scene.
Yeah. Well, hey. It's a dream.
Oh, wow. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we're really in the Christmas spirit.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
That's today, right?
That's a nice Avengers 15, by the way. Richard.
Yeah,
I
right?
appreciate it.
Is
Yeah.
that nice?
That's a real nice gift.
You want to look at it?
No, I have it.
Oh, whoa, Bob.
Whoa!
Guess
I got
it's
So
so
you
special,
go fuck
huh?
yourself,
It's
Raven
one of
Shadow.
it's one of four from before 20 that I have.
Oh, nice.
So
nice. Yeah.
I have and then I have 12, which I think is might be first Hawkeye in Avengers.
In the event. Yeah, 'cause
yeah.
that was after the team broke up.
No. It was when he was still a villain.
Oh, okay.
It was him and Power Man, the original Power Man that became Goliath,
Yeah.
and Black Widow.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Only to you two.
Santa.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just 'cause you're fucking sitting in the wrong spot and chat about aging doesn't mean that.
This is nice.
No, I think I'm in the right spot.
This is nice.
The handsome chart.
You're right. That's not the. Well, then you're definitely on the wrong shot because it's not this
it
table.
starts there and goes the handsomest and right over there.
Whoa,
Nice.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh,
you
you
pointing
see
at me?
See how I'm brown nosing to the
Kissing
guy
her
who's in control?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you say 3 or 4 things, he won't turn you down.
No, it's my call.
I was coming here to be. I realized that I don't have to be nice to you because you think I'm being mean to you when I'm not. So what good does it do?
When are you ever nice to me?
I was nice to you last week, and you were like, "Oh, well, you said usually. Oh, theoretically, it means
I
that I'm
think
a
you
bad
have
guy."
You have a weird definition of nice.
No, I'm nice. I'm real nice to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Mars, I'm going to go hang out with your son tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
I hang out with him all the time.
Why not?
He almost caught me falling asleep in the food court the other day.
Yeah,
I walked into him
he's-
totally flustered, having no idea what time it was and how long I'd been asleep for.
He's working at his other job, and
Nice.
so I'm going to go hang out with him.
The
You want me to give him
the
I'll-
dice rolling job or the fucking
dice rolling?
helping out Raven Shadows of the world?
No, a dice rolling.
What are you gonna do? Anything in particular?
No, he's gonna help me out with a discount on something, so I'm gonna
Nice.
take him out to lunch.
Nice.
I'll give you a discount, dude.
For what?
What you want? Some
You
comics?
can get me a new phone.
I can draw you a picture of a phone.
I'm
How
not.
legal do you want it? I get you a new phone.
Wait,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
actually know how phones work, so I
I'm
don't
not
think that'll
positive.
Now,
work.
see if you look at a picture of a phone, you'll be able to judge how good that phone is.
And that's the cord.
Yeah. You're talking to that. I think that part. That's the part.
What?
I don't
Man, I wish I was having pie.
Why don't we call? Why don't we? Can we order pie out?
No.
There's what is that place?
Cowbell?
Foodler.
They were having pie
What are
when they
those-
talked to me.
Grubhub.
Grubhub. Yeah, there's a Foodler too, but
What's a fucking foodler?
it's where a
the
diddler. It's where a
foodler.
diddler
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
to get some food.
Is it really fucking foodler now? How many fucking things? They're making up.
Foodler.
Why does it bother you that there's multiple things?
I don't know.
people have an opportunity to make money. Do it, right?
So many things though. I'm just,
But why does he don't
What's
use
wrong
them?
with choices?
It's not a bother, but I think it's like I thought Grubhub is like the new one. So why would you?
No,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called foodler.
Now, I never heard of Foodler before.
Raven
That's
Shadow's
new
not
on me.
following the prompts.
I've never heard of Foodler.
All right, I'm looking up Foodler.
I just don't.
They leave. They
It doesn't bother me. I just don't care.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna. It's not the fucking biggest fish to fry, but
It's like,
I think
okay, it's like, Jesus.
Use your words.
I know. No, I'm just
Sucks.
laughing at him.
Foodler was founded in 2004, but I think Grubhub now owns them or something. So maybe Foodler was the first one.
Oh shit.
Might just not have been around here. It's the same like Uber and Lyft and stuff.
No,
They say
it was around here. That's how I knew about it.
Oh.
The headquarters was in Boston.
So I didn't know that.
We have Uber. Why does it have to be Lyft? Can't we just have Uber?
What about the taxi cab?
Yeah, what taxi
Yeah.
cabs? They're
What
fine.
about taxi cabs? How
The
come
yellow?
there's checkered cabs and yellow cabs and red cabs?
Oh,
I
yes.
just want a cab.
So here you go, Raven Shadow, just for you.
all right.
In June 2017, Foodler agreed to be acquired by competitor Grubhub.
Oh, wow,
So they're all one.
they got
They're
that.
all one.
Then why do they have different names?
Well, they were two different entities before.
Why don't like Food Hub?
Food Hub.
Sad you gotta die on your birthday.
I've
couple hours left.
never ever heard of Foodler before.
I've been saving my wishes. Hey, I have little presents for you guys, but I wasn't able to go home and get them. So
Keep
I'll
your
bring
pants
next
on.
week. No, that's,
Little present.
that's a present. That's a present for your wife.
She'll return it.
All right.
Mangled.
No, she'll
but
put it
she'll
in her
return
bag next to yours.
Oh,
shit.
one thing I do want to mention is before I forget, because we're going to start talking about that whole thing where people can send us money and stuff. But our boy Vesa from Finland gave us a really nice donation. So
Vesa, thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Vesa.
Vesa.
it had 3 6s in it too, which was pretty fucking awesome.
Wow. All
The,
right.
the neighbor of the beast.
The neighbor of the beast, yes. So Vesa, thank you so much, man. That was super, super sweet of you, and you certainly didn't have to, but we really appreciate it. And he had a nice little message that accompanied it. Let me see if I can pull it up really quickly.
I'm gonna kiss that dude in the mouth.
You are?
Like if he comes here.
If he comes here.
He would be happy if he could just find Finland on a globe.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a handshake's fine.
He said, little something to keep the lights on. So
Thank you.
Thank
There
you,
you go.
Vesa. That's awful.
thank you, Vesa. That is
Very
definitely
nice
a
of you.
big help for us and in the new computer. And if people, I don't know if people care to get updates, but I finally had some time and I upgraded the computer. I put in another stick of RAM and installed an SSD. It's a solid state drive for all you, hard drive for all you folks out there, all the Raven Shadows out there. So Raven Shadow now, solid state drive is faster than a regular hard drive.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
it
I'm gonna put all the programs on software. I'm gonna
It's
run
called
it
a
off
solid
of
snake drive.
that. Solid state.
A Salisbury steak drive.
A stainless steel dildo, okay?
Otherwise, based on that game, you gotta be quiet and sneak around.
That's solid snake.
Oh, that was like a
Man, I asked you before, and I'll ask
This
you
isn't
again. How
Metal
the hell
Gear.
do you function?
I have a network.
What makes you function
I
in
wish I was
life?
dead.
So solid state. I'm gonna put all the software on there. I just need to basically install all the software now, and I'm actually I might try to do it tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna come to the studio and try to get it all ready. So maybe on Sunday when we record the year-end show, we can do a trial run with the new computer if everything goes right. So,
If you need help, I can come with my power tools.
nope.
you
All I
sure?
need
Okay.
is a little
he's-
screwdriver. That's it.
Oh, you're not fixing anything at Dynamo's? You got an open schedule this time? He's letting you go. It's the
Surprisingly,
holiday.
I haven't got a call in a little while, so I'm a little concerned that I'm going to get a call. That the house is
Everything's
gone.
all right now. You should come help me with that toilet though. There's gonna be like 22 deadites there in a couple of days. I don't know where I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Out in the yard.
Fine.
Put a little kiddie pool out there.
Yeah, I'll dig a hole. I'd rather dig a hole than fix
Raven
the toilet.
Shadow, you coming? Are you gonna bring something good?
Yeah.
Good. Here's what you're gonna bring: some chips,
Okay.
right? And you're gonna
And a
bring a
beer.
6-pack of beer
For himself.
that you will take home the remainder of
Yep.
them when you leave.
It's exactly
Why?
how he operates.
Right.
What are you talking about? I've been.
Oh, I think he's calling you out on taking home what you brought. It's normally you leave what you bring.
Yeah.
I thought no. Listen, listen. You can have different options nowadays.
No.
You can have Foodler and Grubhub. You can leave gifts and take
And
gifts.
you know what happens with Foodler? If you don't eat it, they come back and take it away.
Dude,
Yeah, it's like
How about
the,
you, MZ? You coming?
no, well, I needed.
Of course he's not coming.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not.
Why?
Yeah, you never
What do
go
you-
anywhere.
I haven't even answered you yet.
We're answering for you. 'cause
Answer
we
the
know
question.
Are you going?
I plan to.
No,
Oh, that's not an affirmative.
That's a no.
That's I meant to, but something happened, man.
I fell asleep.
Walmart was open.
I was stuck on the toilet.
Listen, you tell your
That's
wife
probably
or whatever
happens
she is
way
that
more often.
you're gonna come hang out with your friends for a change.
Yes.
You don't care how much fucking squash she makes or whatever.
Wow, I want to know how that works out for you.
I don't know what you're so afraid of. You're like 4 feet bigger than her, and Rufus and Ronaldo are like bigger. Just fucking swing those things around like a mace and leave when you want.
Boing, boing.
You live with a fucking bunch of crazies upstairs. Like, just fucking walk out of there and say that you're safety. Just be like, I have fucking better things to do. Get some friends and then leave.
That'll go over.
And then
real
I
well.
will turn up the spare bed.
Yeah.
I put my drive poster over my my bed. Yeah.
On the ceiling?
No.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say on the ceiling or
No.
do you wake up every morning and look at Ryan
Gosling hovering over you.
I
at
can't-
Julian
I
Driver?
I can't see through the blurry facade of tears.
Is
Yeah,
that
no, things are bad. Things are bad at home. Something happened. I still don't know what happened. Talking to the banks.
Ooh.
I got excited because there's a lot of zeros there, but then I didn't see that quick slant right next to it, that minus sign. So
that sucks.
yeah,
man.
you can't leave your beer. If you bring beer, you have to bring it because I might get thirsty later. I don't know. We can do that.
Well, yeah, I know. I'll bring beer.
I think I got plenty beer, like good beer though. Like so, I got
I
Guinness.
doubt it.
I bring Sam
I got
Abrams.
Guinness and I got Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Sam
waiting-
Winter though.
Still
yeah.
waiting for the good beer.
Come on, whatever. Not communist.
Sam,
I don't even
Sam Abrams.
Sam
I drank a
Abrams.
beer on Christmas. I haven't in a while.
Oh,
Bro,
I-
that's what I drank a beer on Christmas. I drank a beer with Damien a couple days before.
Speaking of beer, I have for the office. I got to put it up somewhere. This is Psycho Patrick's one of his.
Oh my God.
It's
That label is amazing.
yeah, it's a label for a can of Double Juice Husky Pants, Chapter 4, Big Bones and Hop Cones.
Oh my God. I need to drink that beer.
Yeah, it's
Holy
unfortunately not distributed out here.
I
yet,
know.
but-
Wait, was
He
he
needs
up?
to send
Yeah,
one.
why are you sending shit?
No. When he was up like a few months ago, he gave us to my dad.
Oh, that's.
He had a whole roll of them.
Oh.
So my brother, he brews beer. He's a brewer, and his company he puts out some really awesome like funny cans and funny names of beer. And this one's called Juice Pants, and it's called
Double Juice Husky Pants.
exactly that's that specific one. Every year they bring it back and alter the name slightly, and it has a picture of my brother when he was like a teenager, and it's a really funny picture.
It's pretty sweet.
That is
Why is his talents being wasted out there in Chicago? He should be here.
I agree.
Yeah, Chicago's a waste of time.
Well, maybe he'll do his own brewery out here.
Unless you're a rat.
sometime.
Rats do good in Chicago.
That's funny.
I'll show. I don't know if people can see. So for people out in the Midwest, the name of his company is Maplewood Brewing. So if you're out in Chicago or in the vicinity, you can check out Maplewood, and they also have a tap room in Chicago as well.
Is Chicago?
So you can drink my brother's beer.
Ooh.
Hey now.
Eat his body.
They had some pretty crazy creations around the holidays. They did one that was like a chocolate s'mores beer.
You can mail beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Maybe on Sunday I actually have 2 cans of Maplewood in my fridge.
Oh, really?
And so maybe if T-Dog doesn't want it, I'll bring it in.
Nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah. you
Pass it around.
Have we done that in the past on New Year's, or was it Halloween? I forget. We used to do one where we would get beer.
We did the
Was it
Trooper
Halloween?
Ale. We had the Trooper Ale one night.
Yeah.
That was fucking good.
Was that Halloween or was it New Year's?
Oh, we
I think
still-
that was just like in the middle of the fucking.
Yeah, I think
week.
that was just when it was released.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we did it for a special show.
Because
Because we used to have Joe Charnews from Bloody Good Horror used to send us a beer suggestion for the Halloween show, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought we did something with that, but I don't know. I might be forgetting.
I don't know. If everyone's getting drunk, I'm buying.
Yeah, I think so. I drink on Sundays, so
Oh, that's the day you drink?
Yeah, I don't drink on Mondays and Wednesdays usually.
Is there any reason?
Well, because I'm not home a lot, and so I'm less tempted. But I can. No, I just those are my days I just relax and I just
Give your liver a break.
yeah.
I only drink with days with Y in it.
That's fair. I was that way, but no, I'm good now.
So we have in the Hot Pants, McGee is hanging out in the chat room again, Dosty. And he says, I traded my Superman for a Michael Jordan baseball card, and my dad made me trade it back. That Jordan card is definitely worth more now. That's too bad.
That's rough.
And Evil Corny says, I thought the original Wonder Man was evil. I didn't think there was a Power Man before Luke Cage, Mars. I could
Yep.
be wrong
Yeah,
now.
there was. It was
Yeah.
He later became Goliath.
And also Hot Pants McGee.
And then in the Thunderbolt, something else still.
Atlas.
Alice, yeah.
Yeah, when he turned face.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
And also Hot Pants says he was just laughing and said that's awesome when he saw the label of my brother, because that's how we know Hot Pants is through Psycho Patrick. So there you have it. So all right, so we're gonna start winding down. We're gonna talk about some flicks. You cold, Mars?
I forgot I had to start hiding my face
Why? You're a
because
ninja?
of all the acts of terrorism I'm going to do in
Jesus.
the Worcester Green Street area.
Well, I think you should probably hide your face then. I don't think you have to hide it now.
Well, I'm admitting it, though. I don't want to come back to me.
Yeah, but
Unless you can make it like all black.
Yeah, but
and
everyone
a
knows it's
robot,
you.
Like on
We're
Unsolved
gonna go
Mysteries.
back through 300 plus episodes to blur your face.
yeah, everyone knows it's you.
It's all right. It's fine. I'll be a martyr.
The fake one or the real
I'm
one?
so fucking pissed about that still. I hope that. I hope all the paw socks get fucking hepatitis.
What? Because of one club.
It's not their fault.
Well, tell them to stay in fucking Rhode
It's-
Island where they just belong.
Yeah,
with
but it
the rest
wasn't
of the
their.
fucking
They don't
rednecks.
like.
They cut a
They don't
deal
make the
that they-
decision. It's
Well,
it's
good.
the fucking people of Worcester.
Somebody has to pay.
Somebody has to pay.
Actually, we had
Are
Larry.
you just sorry for one club? That's the club where I had the
It
best
isn't
times
the
of my
club.
life. This is where I had the best times of my life.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You got lucky.
at the dog.
Right.
Lousy stage, lousy room, lousy parking. That club sucked.
It was good. Well, better than fucking the club you worked at, the worst sounding club
I'm
I've
not
ever played
saying
in my
that
life.
was a good club.
It was a bad sounding club.
Yeah, no, that was a good club. It used to sound good too. Well, it sounded good when it got took over by Ted.
All right.
But-
I apologize, Mars. We already kind of covered this, so I'm gonna move on. And I'll do really quick intros. I'm Johnny Wolfenstein. We also have the Immortal Gunslinger, singer and lyricist for the Deadites, Dynamo Mars.
Or No Will to Live.
No Will to Live, Dynamo Mars. We have the vulgar guru of horror, star Bloodpig's Fetus, the upcoming Morbid Tales and Septic, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I'm here. Move on.
That's Ares God of War. And we also have the chain-smoking, hand-kissing, baby-shaking, lorazepam-loving, former comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pimper Promotions,
You're
The
just
mo-
making it
the-
take longer.
the Muscovite Mosquito. Is that what you're trying to say?
Something in here.
Is it Japanese Hornet?
Oh my God.
The Italian rapscallion, the professional bullshitter, the cool principal, the proprietor and secretary of the Sexy Speakeasy, Mr. Runtime, the Duke of Degeneracy, and the Parisian Bruja himself, Michael Ravenshot.
I'm fucking tired just hearing you do that.
You're tired.
I'm tired.
I'm gonna cut that thing in half.
We need
know
John
what?
Machida for
Cut
that.
it into 4 quarters.
It's just finally clicked the Mr. Runtime thing. It's the intro, the Mr. Runtime.
Right.
No, he likes short movies.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
The
Well, no, but the runtime the intro makes the whole show take longer.
I'm just curious. Do you know that he's not doing it because he likes you? He's doing it because he dislikes everyone else, right?
The win's a win.
Yeah.
A forfeit or whatnot.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard your C+ conversation, and so aim low, you'll never be disappointed. I guess.
All right,
Depends
and
the target.
we're going to head to commercial in just a few moments. But if you guys would like to help support the show, head on over to trickortreatradio.com. You have Amazon gift cards now. You got money in the coffers. You got lots of money to burn. Use our link, our Amazon link. Scroll down on trickortreatradio.com. Look for the Amazon logo. Click on it. Bring it right to Amazon. Put our affiliate code in. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. Doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it helps keep the lights on.
That's right. And once again, thanks to Vesa for helping keep the
Yeah.
lights on. And if you guys want to, we also have a store. Just click on store on trickortreatradio.com. We have some digital content. The greatest hits, volumes 1 through 3 of Trick or Treat Radio. We got some premium content, and there's also some physical goods as well if you're into that. So take a look at that. And if you guys want to, just like Vesa did just a few hours earlier, if you want to send us a donation through PayPal, you can do so just by clicking the donate button right on the front of trickortreatradio.com. And we'd appreciate it. So, Raven Shadow, you sit down for the last December double feature Cram Jam of 2018. You're going to pop in Supergrid first. What do you do to prepare?
Wow, Johnny, you're like fucking little Jack Horner piercing the Christmas pie in my brain. You fucking knew exactly what was going on because I did that.
Yeah.
Notice that? I did that.
Yeah, you did.
So I went to my parents' house, right? Had a little
Oh,
Christmas
boy.
dinner. We had some ham. It was very nice. Open gifts. And I came home around 7 o'clock. And I did do that. And that was my time. I'm not driving anymore. It was like that. I put the Triple H theme song on and gave all these presents. He liked that. Gave him a little Santa. He destroyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I fucking watched Super Bad. So what's it called?
Supergrid.
Super Bon. Whatever the fuck. I don't know. Then I fucking, that was done. The breezy, 74 minutes, 75 minutes.
Something like that.
Right. And I fucking watched the other fucking Scandinavian fucking long movie. I'm fucking tired, Johnny. 'Cause I had to go to
Okay.
bed.
Okay.
But, I started drinking and smoking, so I figured I'd just strap on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
Trick or Treat Radio is the greatest podcast ever invented. The spelling is very bad. I'm not sure who wrote this. And the Deadites, is that a company that procures houses? The Deadites. Oh, it's the Deadites. The Deadites are a fantastic musical act. That is what I was supposed to say. And there you go. There it is. Cheeseburger. Remember to Rent the Fly, because that's a good movie for making love to.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can
You're welcome.
get you on the show again sometime soon.
I will be Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
right, we're back at Trick or Treat Radio, and we're going to be talking about Supergrid. This film from 2018 is 80 minutes long. It's an action. I would throw in sci-fi maybe as well. Well, maybe not. Can't hear you, Mars.
Cars don't run off plutonium core, so.
They could.
And the film is directed by Lowell Dean and is written by T.R. Macaulay and Justin Ludwig. And it stars Leo Fafford, Marshall Williams, Natalie Krill, J. Christian Rezzo, otherwise, from WWE, from Edge and Christian fame, and also from TNA. He was Christian Cage, Captain Charisma. Also has Amy Matizio, Jonathan Cherry, Tinsel Corey, Faye Wren, Daniel Maslany, and where is... Oh, Tinsel Corey. That's what I was looking for, the actress who played Eagle. And the synopsis: in a future where a plague has infected much of the population, two brothers are tasked with traveling to Canada to retrieve a mysterious package. And this film, as I mentioned, is directed by Lowell Dean. You may recognize that name because Lowell Dean directed Wolf Cop and Another Wolf Cop. And I would say both films were fairly well regarded on the show, maybe some more than others, but I think for the most part we dug the Wolf Cop films. And obviously it's not his first role, but this is featuring Jay Rezzo, who plays Curtis, from former wrestler from WWE as Christian. And I don't know if this is his first feature film debut, but he was on that TV show Haven on Sci-Fi. And I think he's done some other things here and there. So I'll look it up and see if it is his first film role. But I know he's done some TV stuff. Let's see.
Well, I was very excited about that. I think most people like him, but I think you and I, Johnny, are huge Edge and Christian fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this is his first film role. He's done TV, and I believe this is his first film role, which is kind of cool. Actually, it looks like he was he had a cameo or like a background part in Shoot 'Em Up, but he just played the senator's guard in that. So
how old is he?
He's 45.
There you go.
Looks good.
He looks good for 45.
Yeah, he looks great. Yeah,
You look good for 46.
I'm
47.
Gee, even better.
You look like shit for 47.
No, and I remember Johnny.
You look like shit for 87.
It was Edge and Christian used to have a gimmick where they would pose for 10 seconds of for flash photography.
I thought it was the 5-second pose.
Oh, I thought it was
5 second.
5-second pose. And then it was MZ, Johnny, and I were.
Yeah, we went to a show.
And we were on camera.
And we were on
Was that when I had my sign that says 5 seconds isn't enough?
Yeah.
I was super disappointed when Jay finally made it to Ring of Honor. Like, much like Matt Hardy, they were better than the contemporaries, but really not very good.
When did he hit Ring of Honor? Was it toward the end?
It was while TNA was developing.
Oh, okay. So it was right after. So it was after WB, before his TNA run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe they TNA and Ring of Honor's relationship softened and hardened a lot over the course of so sometimes people wouldn't be able to work.
So at that time he was still fairly young and had a lot of steam under his
Yeah. He just he was the problem is much like the Hardy Boys is he was young when he got into the fucking system, so he didn't actually know any wrestling. So
I would say he's still fairly young.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely. And I would say that also I'm a big fan of his podcast, the Edge and Christian podcast. So they do a show every week, and they typically talk to wrestlers and stuff like that. But I really, I dig what they do.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it's very fun, and their TV show also on the WWE network is also a lot of fun.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the first season, but I've seen a couple episodes of the second season. It's pretty funny.
That show's a CryptoCast ripoff, really. At the end of the day,
but better production value and way more funny.
Way less offensive. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, exactly. And
Christian doesn't start yelling, "I love rape" in it.
The last episode I saw, they had they went to Greenwich, Connecticut, and Pete Gas made a cameo.
Oh shit! The Mean Street
The Mean
Boss.
Street Posse, yeah.
Pete Gas, Jesus.
It was pretty good. So, all right, so let's jump into the movie. Enough about Edge and Christian, because we love Edge and Christian to I don't know. Edge was one of my favorites, like of all time, probably.
I was talking to Edge about something with someone.
You were talking to Edge?
I was like, "Hey, Edge." Well, he wasn't talking back. I was talking to my action figure because it was a lonely Christmas at the Raven Chateau. Me, Ollie, and my WWF action figures. A lot of X-Pacs. But no, because I'm borrowing a copy of the Edge, his DVD set, and I was having a conversation and mentioned, his Edge, his name's Adam Copeland, but he also went by Sexton Hardcastle, and that was very funny.
Yeah, I've actually used that variation of that name in one of the things that I've done.
The Sexton Hardcastle name?
Yeah.
And he was Christian Cage, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Fucking love this. Let's talk about them.
Want to get them on the show?
Yeah. I'll tell you this: Christian got much better looking as he got.
Yeah, I agree. I think he actually looks better with short hair than long.
Yeah.
I just think that
he doesn't look like he aged at all.
It's very hard to pull off long hair in 2018. Like Raven Shadow's an outlier in the fact that he doesn't look like a fucking creepy old man.
Thank
like
you.
Having it.
No, he's in pretty good shape.
I'm trying to find a picture of him with long hair.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't aged in the past 15 years. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he does look better with the beard too.
Yeah. So, all right, enough about Christian. Not that.
Now let's talk about his movie.
Yeah, let's talk about his movie. So Supergrid. This one sort of just popped up. There wasn't much hype behind this, unfortunately. I think Mars, you actually, you said, "Hey, we got to watch this," and I was like, "All right, let me check it out." And then I saw that Lowell Dean directed it, and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like what Lowell Dean has done, and it features Christian. It features a lot of the cast members from the Wolf Cop film, so definitely I was on board, and so we wanted to try to fit this into 2018 to see where it would sit on our year-end list. And so we start off. It's a sort of high concept, not super high concept, but high concept where we're in the future. It's a post-apocalyptic world, and of course you need an info dump, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that this info dump did a much better job than, let's say, Ilang the Wolf Brigade, which I love that movie, but that info dump was a lot to take in.
A lot of content.
And this one I thought was very succinct, easy to follow. The graphics were just exactly what you needed, and it gives you everything you need to set the scene of what's going on. Maybe in 90 seconds or whatever. And I thought that it did a really good job of that. So I thought that was good. And then, they even made the set, the apocalypse seemed believable in this. They opened that opening scene where I think there's I don't know if it was a track or just a tracking shot where they were going down the road and you see all these piles of garbage everywhere. And I just thought that it was sold it really well.
Oh, when he was walking and he was smoking the butt.
Yeah, at the beginning, yeah. So I thought that they sold that really well.
Right.
And this movie felt like it was bigger than the budget that they had.
Yeah.
And I like when films can do that, and I think they did a really good job of just making it feel bigger and more epic than it actually probably should have.
It's certainly a good thing that Canada is good at trumpeting their own healthcare reform and lack of crime, because American cinema is not doing, Canadian cinema is not doing anything to make me want to go to fucking Canada. As far as I can tell, it's overrun by virus and vampires. I have no fucking interest in going there at all.
Australia's safer.
Well, that's probably how they like it. They're probably we don't want the fucking dirty Americans coming up here, so let's make it look like shit.
They got bugs, eh?
Yeah.
I'll do this quick because I wanted to do it in the intro, but I wasn't here. But my brother and I were talking about the fact that people from different countries have latched onto the show. And he says, what do you think that somebody who only knows about America from Michael Raven Shadow thinks about America?
They probably never want to come here.
Well, to be fair, I think in the current climate, there are other people's first impressions of America
by
other
worse
sources that might be just a scotch worse.
It's true.
To be fair.
I said to be fair. I mean, he's on a show with Monster Zero, he probably looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think they did some really cool world building in short time and had some interesting concepts with this. So the basic premise, we won't go too deep into it because I just don't think we need to dive too deep into the plot. But it's fairly simple. We have the main character of Deke, and he's basically kind of forced to do another job. The last job that he did, he's what would you call him?
A runner. Like
a
basically,
runner. Yeah.
Transporter. No
Yeah.
women, no kids. But yeah, he's hired by there's various tribal bands. There's a bunch of thugs who roam the wasteland. But there seems like a crime mob boss that hires people out to get things.
Yeah, to go, to cross the border and go into America and travel on the grid, the Supergrid is what they call it. Sort of once you cross the border, it's this really sort of dangerous area where there's like pirates and gangsters and whatever, all sorts of nefarious people out there. So, it's a sort of dangerous run. They hire Deke to do it. He's fucked up. He's fucked up his last run, and his sister ended up dying. And so this is basically like his last run. Like, this is the last one. You do this one, you never have to work for us again, kind of deal. And so in order to do it, his brother Jesse, played by Leo Fafford, who was Wolf Cop, he's this sort of reluctant character in this, and he doesn't want to join his brother because of what happened to this sister, and so he's trying to recruit him because he's a really good driver. And then it turns out obviously he's able to recruit him, and he has this truck that's been altered, I guess you could say, for like it was like a nuclear engine or something like that, something ridiculous. So it was
fusion or something.
Yeah, so it was cool. Like, and it had that sort of like Mad Max kind of vibe to it with the vehicle, with had like a gun in the back and armor and kind of pieced together. So it looked really cool. And so obviously they go and do the run, and obviously things don't go right. They get the package, and then machinations happen, right? Raven Shadow,
Yes.
is that safe to say for you?
Lots of machinations.
So, I think that they did I think there were some cool characters in this. Like, we had these characters that wear the gas mask with the horns that we encounter, like a bunch of different sort of cool characters. We have the concept of the Overwatch, basically these guards who are hired to watch over people. So I thought that was kind of a cool.
Yeah, you can kind of like hire them as protection, basically.
Yeah.
And they were like in the background.
Yeah,
in the
they're
shadows.
snipers, and they have drones and stuff like that. So they really do kind of watch over you as you're doing whatever,
They were with the jacks were the kind of thugs.
Yeah.
Um,
And then along the way, as they're crossing the border, we meet King Curtis, and King Curtis is sort of like controls the border, and he was played by Jay Rezzo Christian, and I thought that he was pretty cool in this.
he was good.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's a Curtis Ikea reference.
probably not.
Well, Curtis Ikea's name was King Curtis. He was the famous wrestler.
Or Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes. King Ikea, is that what you're saying?
No, his name wasn't King Ikea. His name was King Curtis.
Cowboy Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboy Curtis.
Nice. Thanks. Aries woke up. It's good.
I enjoy a good Pee Wee reference.
There you go.
He did. He had a hat on.
He had a cool hat, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of just like the Saint Achilles a little bit. I like that.
Yeah, he did have that sort of like similar hat.
With
yeah,
that long trench coat.
yeah. So I thought, I mean, that's the basic premise. Like, there's not a ton to it. It's just this sort of, they're going to do this run, they're going to pick up a package, stuff happens, stuff goes awry, and they have a decision of what to do, And I thought that it was just, they did some really great world building. I thought the characters were cool, and I liked, you had sympathy for them. I think you really like sort of like got behind them and their quest to do what they were doing. and there was a clear delineation between the good guys and the bad guys. For the most part, I guess King Curtis was sort of like a little gray area for a bit there.
Yeah.
But I think that this played. It reminded me of a lot of those '80s flicks, right? Like Cherry 2000 or. What are some other flicks like that? And maybe the children of Mad Max, so to speak.
Yeah. Cyborg.
Yeah. That would work. But like, I wouldn't say Mad Max, but I would say some of the ones that were maybe inspired by it.
It was actually very cyborgy as far as its overall
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah. So I thought that there was a lot of cool stuff that was going on in here, and I didn't know what to expect because obviously what we know of from Lowell Dean is the Wolf Cop series, and that's played very sort of like, off kind of off the cuff, like funny. It's not really played straight.
And this is probably definitely his biggest wide scope, widescreen thing that he's done that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
Aside
definitely.
from,
Yeah.
I'm aware of those two flicks, but this was definitely the largest scale.
Yes.
And it's funny, like
and they filmed in 3 different cities, I believe, in Canada,
as opposed to like just a town.
Yeah,
where they
exactly.
filmed
Yeah.
in. And there was some good set pieces, good gore. So some of the stuff that was from Wolf Cop, you could see some great, gunplay in terms of gun violence, I guess, or gun shots.
Yeah. No, definitely. I thought there's some decent violence in this, and there was some, as always, as you need in this kind of film, you need some good, sort of characters, some good baddies, and I thought that this had a lot of that.
Great characters that could be on a poster.
Yeah, and they are.
Like
Yeah.
the dude, the scarecrow looking dude.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You got like the dudes with the horns.
The potato sack head guy.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, there's a certain scene with him that.
That scene was actually pretty. You talking about the cool effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was hanging off the truck.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That looked pretty good too.
Oliver was scared.
I will give this movie props for the fact that it stripped the movie down to the most barest of essentials to tell the story, and that I like. Which is probably for the scant running time that we got on this, which is about 78, 79 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, that can be appreciated. There's not a lot of fluff. There's not a lot of buildup of
definitely
trying
not.
to give us as much detail on characters that we really don't need, and that happens quite a bit. So I appreciate this movie for doing that. The overall execution, though, I really didn't like it. I felt the movie felt to me rather cheap. As far as a post-apocalyptic world goes, now I mean we've seen other post-apocalyptic movies take places in other areas of the world, never one in Canada. So I'm
What
thinking,
about the fucking vampire movies?
what vampire movies?
The Jim Mickle movies. Vampire
In Brooklyn.
Stakeland. From Stakeland 2.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, you
We
did.
reviewed
you
them
wa-
on the show,
yeah.
you stupid asshole.
Stakeland 2 at
Will you
least.
settle yourself down, half tits?
I got. First of all, I got full tits.
Maybe I don't remember watching that. Maybe I did. Regardless,
You did.
all right, I did. So what? My point is that for a post-apocalyptic world, everything seems to be very lush and very green, and to have
Yeah, but
just
who's to
and to have just simple piles of garbage lying on the side of the road is to indicate to me that this is a post-apocalyptic world. Sorry, I don't buy
Yeah,
it.
but who's to
Yeah, but
say
it's a
what it looks
post-apocalyptic
like?
world of virus. Nothing
Yeah.
happened to Earth.
Yeah.
Something happened to the people. Usually, when things happen to less than people,
When
the
I
Earth
look at
There's no
post-apocalyptic
flourishes.
world,
There's no scorched earth.
I'm thinking of desolate, dry land.
But that's because of nuclear
So wait,
problems.
Wait. No. So your
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
your vision of a post-apocalyptic world is someone else's vision,
It's the one that I relate to the most. Yeah.
but it's someone
Yeah.
else's vision.
it's
That's
not-
that's
well,
It
it's
doesn't
not-
mean
it's
that
not
this one
my
is
vision.
wrong, though.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying it's not right for me. What do you?
This
know,
isn't the
but
post-apocalyptic
you're
world for
saying
you.
it's wrong.
It's a post-apocalyptic world for me.
So what are you saying? So you're saying that I'm supposed to agree with this being a post-apocalyptic
But we're
world because
giving
it doesn't
facts.
fit? Because it doesn't.
No,
fit
you're saying
my
that it's
idea.
you're
of what
saying
it
that
should
there's
be
too
like.
much fucking grass and trees because
but
you
It's
only
too
think.
lush.
Hey,
But-
too
wait, no.
Why would the trees die? Because people get sick. You fucking dooba.
Hey,
This dude has a cold. Trees
This-
die.
Will you
This-
shit your
this-
pants and shut the fuck up?
this is a discussion. What about this world scarred the Earth?
What are you asking? I don't know.
What
you're
about
asking.
this world scarred the Earth?
Will you settle the fuck down and grow some teeth? For
Something
Christ's
needs
sake.
to scar the Earth for it not to be green. So what about
And
this
you
world?
shut up too. And you shut up.
What about this world scarred the Earth?
What about this world scarred the earth? It was a virus.
That was a human virus.
Right.
So what about this world scarred the Earth? Nothing. So why
Okay.
wouldn't the Earth still be green?
It's just the way it's portrayed. I just don't.
In
feel
this
it.
world,
I hear
it
what
should
you're
be
saying.
Let me finish talking. In this world,
God
the
bless
Earth
us, everyone.
should be overrun with green. There actually was a lack of plant growth in this movie.
A little bit, sure. Yeah, I saw that.
No, not a little bit, a lot.
A little
For
bit.
what this world was trying to project, there was a lack of plant growth. This
Okay.
was the polar opposite of Mad Max. This world should have been overrun with green.
Right.
Especially where they were.
Right.
U.S.-Canada border.
Yeah. Okay.
It already is overrun by green.
You're done.
I'm done, yes.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry, I stopped talking.
All right.
I was done. So,
Okay, so let's continue.
Go ahead.
so just
You have the floor.
completely disregard.
Yeah, I'm
What I
completely
just
disregarding
said.
what you're saying. You had what you had to say, and we're going to continue now.
I'm gonna speak for Montezero. He says, "Go
Okay,
fuck
yeah,
yourself,
no,
Aries."
so-
That's what. That's
So apparently this isn't a discussion. This is a monologue, and I interrupted. My apologies. Continue.
Aries, if you didn't interrupt him and let him talk and talk and talk and talk, he wouldn't ramble on.
You know what? I try. I just no. Go ahead.
You guys just want me to agree with you. That's
Mad
your
Max.
problem.
No.
That's your problem.
Your logic isn't sound.
Yeah, you're
My
saying
logic is
dumb
sound.
things. No, it's not.
Defend it.
It's the way I look at post-apocalyptic.
So you want another
world.
movie?
Now,
No, no,
now,
no, 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 no.
now,
No, no,
now.
no. Wait.
Everyone complains. Everyone complains.
no,
Listen
no.
to me. Listen to me.
No, go ahead.
You had your say. Now it's my turn.
Go ahead.
Now, in a post-apocalyptic world, let's say, for example, The Walking Dead. Okay,
that's what I'm. Okay, good.
Okay,
I'm
The
gonna go
Walking
somewhere with that,
Dead.
for that, yeah.
lush, green, understandable. But to the point where it's not believable because because in that world where you have zombies all over the place, or
Zombies.
supposedly zombies all over the world,
Trimming hedges.
Exactly. Where is the growth of the growth of grass and
Well,
and
I think
things of that
I
nature?
think part of this too. It did remind me of a long Walking Dead episode without the zombies. There are parts of things that could have been.
This is way more exciting than Walking Dead.
But I think no. I mean, regardless of your view of the show, a lot of it could be guys and gangs trying to get something. You know, this could be Rick and his band and Daryl against fill in the blank.
That's all
Sounds
the
boring.
post-apocalyptic
Yeah, it sounds
movie.
boring.
But no, but that's it, someone who hadn't seen this. I think it's part of that is accurate description. It can be in that too. I mean, the grass is mowed. You know, it's kind of clean. It should be much higher after all these years. So I kind of get a little bit what you're saying, but I think it is fair where it wasn't a battle or a war that made this a post-apocalyptic world.
I get that. I do. I get that. I just to me, I just don't feel like it works.
How do you
For
know-
me. For me.
Well, I want you to defend that. By what I said, that there's nothing about the virus that affects nature.
Right.
Why?
Okay.
Why should nature?
It
not
just
thrive?
the whole thing just doesn't read right for me. I
It's-
can't really explain it.
This is like
It's-
all the evidence exists that the world is round, and MZ's like, the world's flat. That's because that's what I think.
Right.
Despite
Hardly.
evidence saying
because-
everyly else.
Hardly.
No,
hardly.
that's exactly
glow.
what
No,
you're doing.
that is
Yeah.
kind of
I
what you're
am, I
doing.
am giving you a reason why you're wrong, and you're saying I'm right because it's what I think. That's essentially what you're saying.
Who do I sound like? Who do I
You.
sound like? No, I sound like this asshole.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Oh
You're the
boy,
only-
you guys are all sucking each other's dicks today, aren't we? Boy,
Why is that sound you do, Raven Shadow? What is that? Why do you do that?
I feel like Aries is stuck on the homophobic end of the table.
What?
There's
Yeah.
no homophobic.
what does
ass
that
here.
have to do with anything?
What am I? What
Because
what?
everybody acts like sucking dick is a bad thing. It's not. It's perfectly fine.
No, the sound he makes is disgusting.
I know.
What's
Sounds like he's never had a
Well-
blowjob. before.
Yeah.
It's not that the sucking dick
Sucking
aspect is
discs.
bad. It's that we're sucking each other's dicks.
Well, I don't know. I have
No,
a
I
nice
don't.
cock.
Jesus Christ.
The rest of me is awful, but I have a good cock.
It's Christmas. I want to get you guys something.
It
I
is
didn't
your
have a lot of-
birthday.
I didn't have a lot of money.
Look, I get what you're saying, and it makes sense. Okay, I get it because
Wait, was it-
because the virus doesn't affect any plant growth, and any vegetation that it's free to grow
I have one.
as usual.
I have one close to home. Would you consider Blood Pigs a post-apocalyptic movie?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
There was a lot of fucking green in that. A lot of growth, a lot of trees.
yeah. You know what else it also has?
What?
No budget.
So
So I mean,
this didn't have a huge budget.
first of all,
couldn't go to the beach?
first of all, the comparison of Blood Pigs to a movie like this is totally ridiculous.
No, but I'm not comparing it. I'm telling you that there's a post-apocalyptic movie that you were in
yeah,
that had growth. That was green. So your
Yeah.
view of post-apocalyptic movies is warped. Because you were in one.
a lot of things about me is warped.
All right,
but
we won't
as
argue
I was
there.
but I was saying, it's a totally unfair comparison because you're talking about you're talking about this movie in which
This is a low-budget movie.
you tell me which one is more low budget.
Well, obviously Blood Pigs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is,
I need a piece of paper now because his fucking explanation has A's and B's to it. Like, it's bad, except
So wait, so the thing is about this movie though, they wanted it to look like this. It's not that they couldn't afford to make it look different. This is how it should have looked. As Aries said, is nothing affected the ground and the grass and the trees. It was a human plague.
I get all that.
So
I do.
there's no reason why
do.
it should affect anything else.
I get that, but when I think of post-apocalyptic, I think that's me. That's me.
So you're wrong.
You could think I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck.
You know what? I'm not. I don't throw that around
give a
because
shit who- I don't give a shit who-
I agree. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, except for when their opinion is wrong.
right.
There's no such thing as a wrong opinion.
No, there is.
Sometimes there is.
Look at this. You're even agreeing on that. Suck his dick. Dynamo, pull down your pants and shove your cock right in his mouth. Do it right now.
You know what? There have been There have been wars
Hold
fought
on.
over opinions.
Aries, may I? Every fucking day, like a fucking 8-year-old spastic imitating his daddy in the schoolyard, you get on the internet and talk about things that Trump says that are wrong. Aren't those his opinions?
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't use him as
Yeah, but
fucking comparison. Jesus.
there are no wrong. R means see, now you're doing what he's doing. Now you're saying this is the truth, except this.
So who's blowing who now?
Yeah, except this. You can't say post-apocalyptic movies are this, except for that. There are no wrong opinions except for that. It either fucking is or it isn't. If you make a grandiose statement, at least live
Aren't
and die
you the
by
one
it.
who always says there's either your opinion or everyone else is wrong?
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this. I didn't
yeah.
stumble one time. Just that you interrupted me, sloth. Listen, at least say what you want about me, but at least when I have an opinion, I don't say, this is the way it is. And when somebody brings up a way
that is
they
what you do.
Yeah, except when somebody brings up something that they don't agree with me, I don't say.
Except when. Now you're doing it too.
No,
You know what? We're not talking about whether Britney Spears is a good or bad artist.
It's not subjective. Yeah, this is like fact.
This is
Oh, no.
fact. And factual opinions can be wrong. There have been wars fight over opinions.
People think the
Yeah,
Earth is
kind of like this one right now.
people think the Earth is flat,
Oh, well, fuck those people.
but
That's
it's
an
their
opinion.
Exactly my point. No, what is he laughing at?
No, forget
exactly my point. They have the right to have that opinion, regardless of whether you think
But
it's
the
wrong or
right-
not. They have a right to that opinion.
Hey,
just like
wait, no,
I
no,
have
no,
a
no,
right
no.
to my.
It doesn't make it
that
fact.
Just like I have a right to
wrong.
my opinion,
You just said-
regardless of whether or not you guys think I'm wrong.
Yeah, but
or
it
not.
doesn't. But it's only fact and not fact.
But
If somebody goes out and says that the ocean is black and tarry, and everybody else sees that the ocean is clearly beautiful and blue, that's not an opinion. That's just fucking wrong or crazy or wrong crazy. Like you can't. Your opinion can't warp reality.
it's a movie, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You are forcing us to bring it to this extreme to make you understand.
This hurts me more than it's gonna hurt you.
Oh, we haven't got to that point yet, but we're close.
What about the battery? That was post-apocalyptic.
Right? Look just like this.
Yeah, you did like the battery.
You know.
Oh no, I remember the zombie movie we
Yeah,
reviewed
yeah.
from like maybe 4 years ago,
time ago.
Yep.
5 years ago. I remember that. Good movie.
Not post-apocalyptic though.
Very post-apocalyptic, very green. Well, how about that? So Sarana's hanging out.
There you go.
She says, "When I get sick, all the trees die."
It's true. We're sorry, Sarana.
Yeah, hell of an episode to jump in on.
Yeah.
She has that power, though.
Well, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
What, to make MZ say dumb things?
No. That when she's sad, all the trees die.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She's the type of person that holds that power.
That's true.
She holds power over me. That's for sure. Something gross though.
I don't even know where we go from that conversation.
I got nothing.
So it's post-apocalyptic.
Q Buster.
Yeah, this movie is not. Okay, so it's not post-apocalyptic.
So is it not a post-apocalyptic movie then, MZ?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a nice summer post-apocalyptic.
Well, that's
vacation.
hard. That's really to be determined. I mean, you have this. Yeah. Drop the microphone. It's not like you can shut it off anyway.
You know what? Define post-apocalyptic.
Well, wait, no, don't give me any of this. Define post-apocalyptic. Let me just say.
Don't make me
There's
try to make
nothing
sense of my
here.
words.
Aries is an
we're talk-
instigator tonight.
Oh man.
I know, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to open with? I'm looking for a fight.
Perfect.
Now, what? Now, exactly how? In what way is this a post-apocalyptic film? Because I was thinking about that too. Because it does. I mean, even though it does carry from Canada into a very, very, a very small portion of Canada into a very small portion of the United States, and I'm talking about,
I'm sorry.
in a capita sort of thing. I mean, it's extraordinarily small.
We've dealt with post-apocalyptic movies that existed in one building.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
Yeah.
we've labeled them as such, but that doesn't mean that.
Well, okay. All right.
We've labeled them as such,
Here's
but that
a-
does not. Wait, come on,
wait,
come
no,
on,
no, no,
everybody,
no.
shut the fuck up! Jesus, cocksucking Christ!
It's fucking Christmas. Nice.
It's not Christmas anymore. What I'm saying is that in the scope of what's going on, is this really a post-apocalyptic film? Because we're talking about a small area. Post-apocalyptic means widespread. I mean big, widespread.
It doesn't actually.
It means after the apocalypse, sir.
And how big should an
The
apocalypse
post-game
be
show
to be counted
does
as
not
an
mean the
apocalypse?
widespread football coverage.
How long? How big
means-
how big does an apocalypse have to be considered an apocalypse?
So let me read. I mean, this is just from Wikipedia, so take it for with a grain of salt, if you will. But apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic fiction is a subgenre of science fiction, science fantasy, or horror in which the Earth's technological civilization is collapsing or has collapsed. The apocalypse event may be climatic, such as runaway climate change, natural, such as an impact event, man-made, such as nuclear holocaust or resource depletion, medical, such as pandemic, which is what
we
this
have
is.
here.
Yep. Whether natural or man-made. Let's see. Eschatological, such as the Last Judgment, Second Coming, or Ragnarok. Or imaginative, such as zombie apocalypse, cybernetic revolt, technological singularity, dysgenics, or alien invasion. The main story... the story may involve attempts to prevent an apocalypse event, deal with the impact and consequence of the event itself, or it may be post-apocalyptic set after the event. The time frame may be immediately after the catastrophe, focusing on the travails or psychology of survivors. I will stop there. But so, I mean, it is sort of a wide net. You know, it can be a lot of different things, but it typically follows a large-scale event that changes the climate or the people. You know.
But
So
it
that's what
doesn't-
we
but
have
it,
here.
It doesn't dictate that the story needs to take place on a broad scale. It just
Correct,
needs to take
correct.
place in that world.
MZ, like
Yeah, but-
Escape from New York,
I was supposed to.
that
thank you.
just happened in an undisclosed borough on the outskirts. So is that not post-apocalyptic enough for you?
It's a good movie.
Perfect.
What about
But does-
Escape from
but-
L.A.?
Well,
It was a really good soundtrack.
we can forget about that.
But that just happens in L.A.
Yeah.
I was thinking about New York too, but I think I mean I don't know if we know how big this is, but I think it's got a huge chunk of the northeast of America into Canada. You have lack of technology, you have lack of law. There's no police. You have rogue bands running amok,
Yep.
and there's sickness. That kind of sounds post-apocalyptic for at
Yeah.
least that portion of time.
Didn't the stinger or the thing at the beginning say the scale of it? Right?
We'll watch
Isn't
it.
this not-
Yeah.
I just
Is
put
this
it on
not a
here
mystery?
just so we
That
could
I don't
see.
remember. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep. I put it on just so we could see the intro again.
So we're kind of getting what you're not seeing now is we're getting a sense. So we're seeing some characters, and we're getting the info drop, classifying the various bands, villains, and
Yeah,
characters we're going to meet.
setting the scene for the world.
Right,
Hazard
right.
level lethal.
But what we're actually seeing is what happened to Deke's run. We're seeing more than just.
Yeah. So it's an airborne microbial disease called black lung.
All right.
Infected 92.8 million. Degenerative effects extreme. So it
Okay,
affects.
so yes, that would be
92.8 million is a lot.
at the very least all over the North America.
Yeah. A good portion of it.
And
So that would I would say that qualifies.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yep. So we've established this is a post-apocalyptic film.
timestamp.
Wolfcock
No, I
director,
I
you're
forgot all
all
about
set.
that.
MZ says that your movie is post-apocalyptic.
You calling him on the phone?
Quick, call Christian. He was crying.
Hey, thanks, Mars. That was good.
Thank you. Thanks, Lowell. Bye. I was worried.
So someone in the chat room, I don't know, I haven't seen this name. It's Code Blue, says maybe it's post-apocalypse. Ooh.
My head hurts so bad. Honest to God, like I literally can barely see Monster Zero. It's like blurry.
You're probably better off that way.
Well, it's no doubt. I just wish it didn't hurt to get the thing.
So you're happy with the post-apocalyptic descriptions?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, we can move on. Now that the review's over, we spent a half hour talking about whether or not this is a post-apocalyptic
Sure,
movie.
Let's move on to Santa Claus. Is that you, Santa Claus?
Santa Claus? Jesus Christ, I don't even know where we were. All right, the $1 million question here, Raven Shadow, who just fucking left.
Why do you
Why? I didn't even, Jesus Christ. I was just going to ask him a question. He's fucking
ask
left.
Aries?
It's not like he's gonna walk right by you. Get out.
Well, I was looking at the...
Oh, here he comes.
42.
Are you need to go somewhere? You need somewhere you need to be? Yeah? You got to be somewhere?
Raven Shadow, you gotta follow the prompts.
There are breaks for a reason.
Yeah, to smoke.
No.
No.
To do what you need to do.
Well, I parched now, and I got fucking.
And you didn't come back with water.
There's no more water left.
It's in the no.
I thought
Well,
there was
can you
some
go?
on the
Because I'll
bottom.
get yelled at if I go.
You went. So what happened? Did you look?
No, Johnny's yelling at me. He's calling me a motherfucker, and I'm just trying to get some.
Did you look?
I looked in the fridge.
Do you look in the bottom shelf?
Yeah, there was one that was open.
And how come I'm the one that buys all the water? No one else ever buy water?
You're the producer. You're supposed to produce.
I produce the water.
I'll bring water.
But he'll take what he doesn't drink home.
He'll bring a case, drink one, and then take the rest home. I'll go to get some later on. It'll be fucking gone.
Well, all right. So now I'm judged.
Yeah, you are.
No.
And now, actually, I'm going to ask
The
you.
fucking most asshole part about what you just did, you walked all the way over there. He yelled at you, and you didn't
You
come
still
back with the
did- yeah.
water.
They didn't have any water in there. I think I better come back because Johnny's mad. He'll
If
start-
Aries comes back with water, I swear to God, I'm gonna.
Well, because he's in cahoots. Because he's what? Am I right? Am I right? Is it post-apocalyptic?
Aqualung.
Yeah.
Oh, water's gone? Or did Aries drink it?
No, there's an open one, so I don't want to take that. And
See?
don't open the other fridge.
Oh, yeah. Did you open that?
I opened that.
It smells, right?
Yeah. All
Yeah.
kinds of bad.
Yeah. That thing's been dead for a little while.
Yeah, that's where we
We
keep
need
Mon-
to get rid of
That's where
that.
we keep Monster Zero's dignity.
He doesn't think that's funny.
I have no dignity.
in the fridge.
So I was going to ask Raven Shadow,
Thank you.
what did you think of Christian?
That was good.
That's it.
I like Christian a lot. No, it was good.
Did he do a 5-second pose?
He not long enough. I was kind of bummed because I thought like I when I first saw the movie poster, I thought that was Christian was one of the guys with the guns. I
Oh,
thought it was
you're
gonna be
hoping
like-
he's going to be a lead?
Yeah, him and it was like Christian and the other one. I thought that was going to be the
Christian
Inventions.
and the other one.
Yeah, kind of like a. I wanted that, and I'm like, where the fuck is he? And I had to wait for him, and I was kind of scared they'd be like this little cameo. Like he's like, hey guys, I'm Christian. Like a little thing, and he'd be out. But he had a bigger part than I thought. But I wish he had more screen time.
It took me a while to realize it was him for a second.
Really?
And I was unfamiliar
Yeah.
with his.
Took me a while to realize it was him for a second.
That is a funny statement.
Really? You went through all that to just hold your thumbs up?
I just had to make sure I had it right.
You know there are microphone stands.
No, it's okay. If he bends space and time with a statement, I at least have to dignify
I
it
really
with making
wish
it happen.
we had that on camera. That was so awkward and beautiful at the same time.
So one thing I do want to mention
It's like
is
my dick.
Oh, ugh.
I like that's a good scene. I like the outfit.
Don't
The outfit, he
Mars.
dresses like you.
Mars. Mars? Look what he's doing. He's calling out what's
I've
going
given
on.
up. I don't
Look what
care.
you're doing. You're trying to fucking sell me up. You're being mean to me. I went to get a drink, and now you're still mad. That's stuck in your fucking craw. So you're still looking for things to get mad at me about.
Let me have a drink of my water,
Yeah,
Raven
see?
Shadow,
See?
before
Yeah.
I comment.
Yeah, real nice. See, I know what you do.
Some of us come prepared with enough beverage for
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire show.
Listen, I'm damned if I fucking do, damned if I fucking don't. If I bring
no.
the shit and I take
No,
it
you're
home,
just damned if you don't.
Damned if you don't.
Yeah.
well,
That's
I,
it.
Because all of us that came with enough beverage are fine.
well, I used to bring things that came in 6 beverages at a time, and
Oh, look at that. MZ's taking a nice swig of his drink.
You used to walk in here with 2 of those water bottles,
Yeah.
and there's still water in that.
Oh, Mars is having a drink. Everyone's got a drink except you. You
it's
feel
like
left
fucking,
out.
It's like Quicksilver running around Professor
Yeah.
Xavier.
Why don't you
That's
suck
fucking
the
nice.
liquid out of one of these
Yeah,
disinfectant
some
wipes?
liquid you can suck some things out of. Let's try that.
Okay, we're approaching the review taking longer than the movie.
Yeah,
here,
for
so
sure.
let's,
No, we're not.
We gotta get this.
Yeah,
out.
we're getting
God.
close.
It's been going like 40 minutes. One thing I did want to bring up is the representation in this film. I think that now this is something we probably wouldn't have mentioned 5 years ago, but I liked the representation here. I think most of the badass roles in this were women. We had Spanner, who is played by Amy Matizio. That's typically a role that's cast for a man, right? The mechanic.
The Whisper character or the
Yeah, Whisper from Blade. Yeah, that's
yes,
typically
Spanner,
a male character, and in this case, Spanner was played by Amy Matizio, which I thought was cool. And then we had Guan Yin, who was like the baddie,
the
like,
badass henchwoman.
the badass
she's like
henchwoman.
Henchwoman, yeah.
number
Play-
2 or the
played by Faye Ren, and I thought she was awesome in this. So, like, I really dug her character, and I thought she was pretty badass. And then also North, who was played by Natalie Krill. She was the Native American at the
camp.
Black
Yeah.
Rock or whatever the camp was. And these are all typically roles that are reserved for men in most movies, especially in the film, this style of film. When we watch this kind of film in the 80s, all these roles were sort of reserved for men, Right. And then we also got to see Eagle and her tribe shown as heroes, which I thought was also cool. I mean, granted, this is sort of like the Ewok role, like, right? Like we get like the native, like
against the oppressive.
Yeah.
Tyranny or the might.
But typically, it's shown as like these are the natives, but hardly is it actually natives, like Native Americans in this, native to North America, which I thought that was cool. That it's not breaking new ground. I mean, we've seen this before, but for this style of film, I thought it was cool that they did that and kind of subverted a lot of what we typically would get from these films, because in the past, like Native Americans might be like the villains or something like that. Like instead of the fucked up mutants, like they might be the villains or whatever, So I just thought that was important to mention, and I thought was that was pretty well done in this. So is there anything else that you guys have, any points of discussion you want to talk about before we head to the verdict on this? We didn't really talk about the movie all that much. No one has anything
Well,
to
I can't. If
fucking
I'm
say.
talking about what I'm seeing, I'm going to get yelled at.
Yeah.
So
don't talk about what you're seeing.
Well, I'll close my eyes. I'll think about my mind movies.
In your mind pod?
My mind pod.
All right, let's go verdict.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Supergrid was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Raven Shadow.
I didn't love this movie.
Okay.
But I liked it. I mean, I liked here's the thing. I liked the characters. Everyone had great looks. I liked the cast, and they were good. There was good elements of gore at times. Is it my top 13? Probably not. It has some familiar elements that we've seen. I still think part of it could be a extra long Walking Dead episode. I'm not hanging my hat on that statement because there's plenty of things that it does remind me of, or has the child of, if that's the case, or the from the school of, however we want to call it. I mean that in a positive way. I think it's a good step for Lowell Dean. I'm curious to see what his next thing is going to be. Going from the splatter, gore, cheap gag stuff, almost trauma style of another Wolf Cop, to this on a larger scale.
Yeah, more serious, sort of, more epic. Yeah.
So I'm trying to see where his direction is going to go. I think it proves that his Wolf Cop stuff isn't a one trick pony. Where he's just like the new gore guy. So my thoughts on this actually continues to evolve. I will say this is a trick. I'm sorry, no, fuck. This is a treat.
All right, it's a treat.
A treat. What's the
treat?
good one?
Okay,
it's a treat.
All right, Aries.
The main character smokes a lot. I like that.
Oh,
he does.
No, I didn't really enjoy this movie.
No?
I thought, you know what? I'm opposite of Mr. Runtime here. You run under 90 minutes. I get scared. I get worried that they don't have enough to fill the 90 minutes. And you know what? I was right. There wasn't a whole lot there. This movie was stretched out to begin with. A lot of the post-apocalyptic world.
Don't say that.
Although I don't have a problem with the greenery, some of the scenes were a little too clean for me for the post-apocalyptic world. When they were traveling from, I don't even know what their initial to go beyond that wall, and they had to get cleared to leave. I don't even know what that was, but it looked like they were like in the mall. Like I felt they were like waiting in line for the bathroom at the mall. Like
that's the corporation where they're working through.
Yeah, but it looked all kinds of wrong.
That wasn't
like
the border.
That vehicle just didn't belong where it was. Like I don't. That looked far too clean.
No. You're right, because that was like the corporation where they were working for. Like that made total sense to me.
Yeah,
that was that. I mean, it didn't look like
not
a
everyone
vehicle.
goes through there. That was like kind of sneaking
that
in.
Corporate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I can forgive that. I'm not standing. I'm not planting my flag on that one. I just that to me that just every time I've gone like behind the scenes at a mall, I'm like that's what it looked like.
That's what I do every day.
Yeah. Well, then you see what I'm saying with that?
No, I agree.
Okay.
Mars is charting out his escape route in case there's ever a zombie apocalypse in the mall.
I'm legitimately the mall. I'm legitimately wondering how I'm going to get to fucking Santa Claus without leaving right now. I'm like down the stairs into the driveway.
Fucking go.
But I mean that first group of marauders they encounter,
The ones with the horns,
they have horns. I don't remember.
gas masks and horns.
Gas masks. Yeah. That just like why even stop? I didn't understand. Like
Oh, when they first pulled up, the guys.
they
who were-
could have. There was no need for them to stop. Like I don't know. That was just a little too much, and I didn't understand why Overwatch could move so easily when no one else could.
Well, they were off road, right?
It's the simple fact that they were off road and they could move easily. Then why isn't everyone else off road? Like
Yeah,
that
no,
just
fair.
seemed a little too convenient, a little
Sure.
too easy of a plot point for me.
Sure.
There were aspects of this movie that were good. The gore was good, but I think that he, sorry, I forget the name.
Lowell Dean,
Yeah, the
director.
yeah, moving, trying a little too hard to go from Wolf Cop to a serious post-apocalyptic world.
I don't know. I mean, he didn't write the script. The script was written for him.
It was
so,
written for
yeah,
so he's not 100% at fault. But it was a valiant effort. There were some good points to it, but not a home run. This was kind of a trick.
All right, MZ.
Yeah. Again, with the as far as the runtime goes, they brought it down to the barest of essentials, and that's fine by me. No point in bloating the film up with a bunch of needless fluff that doesn't make a bit of difference anyway. But Aries is right.
Can we timestamp that?
I found this movie to be really rather dull, even during its action sequences. There's this one, the one sequence where they're, the big chase scene down the street, and there's a lot of swerving going along and a lot of gunplay going on. And I'm thinking to myself, a lot of this would just be killed off if they just went for the tires, Of course, that's
Have
part
the
of
fucking
something
movie.
called
Jesus Christ.
but then that's where part of the idiot plot comes in and goes,
But
instead of firing at an armored car, you should aim for the tires. They're not protected.
In existence right now, there are run-flat tires that are available to civilians and solid tires that are available on armored vehicles.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, go.
But was there armored car equipped with those kind of?
It wasn't stated, but those
Maybe it could have
those
been.
tires exist
It could have
today.
been. Sure.
I have a gift
Oh,
card.
sure.
Today they exist. So in
No,
this
I agree.
future,
I agree, but you know what?
Maybe Chad's
it
gonna
was,
get those
maybe it
installed on
wasn't.
his
But
car.
you know what? It couldn't hurt to shoot at them just to be
It's
sure.
true.
if I was going to equip a vehicle to travel with people shooting at me, I'd worry about the tires before I'd worry about glass.
Right.
I would agree.
Like what
I would
I
agree.
fucking
But they
what I want to
stated that
know
the
is
glass is
what type
bulletproof.
of tire was that they put around that zombie, and when did they do it?
You can make references
tires
to the tire
are-
around the zombie all you want, Mars. It's
Tires
a
are a
legitimate
big
point.
hang up for you, huh?
It's a legitimate point.
Right.
He hates
You could-
ties
you
when
could-
he's always
He
tied.
hates-
You could whine about the tire around the zombie all you want, man.
I would say
It's a
not a
legitimate
legitimate point.
and all you guys could bitch about it all you
You
want.
agreed that the glass is a lesser point, but that the glass is less important than the tires.
I think
you
the
agreed to
tires
that?
is far. I think the tires is more important.
So, but they stated that the glass is bulletproof.
Yes,
So the tires would be a non-thinking point that they would be bulletproof.
probably. Yeah. But is it a non-point because the tires are already taken care of and they are bulletproof, or they just didn't think about it, or they didn't
I think
remedy
it's a
the
non-point
situation?
because they mentioned the glass, so the tires are a non-point.
All right. Enough.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Everyone
enough,
bitches
enough.
about
no,
my-
like if
it's
they're doing these
tiresome.
fucking runs, they probably have thought about it. So
Right.
just
Probably,
do for
but
a
we
job.
don't know. Probably, but we don't know. And if I was their enemy, I would go after the tires.
if I was their enemy.
I would shoot
right
at
now.
I would shoot at the tires. I mean,
kick
it's
him in the
just simple.
balls.
It's just simple common knowledge.
Everyone knows that.
Anyway, the CGI in this movie really sucks. I mean, it's painful to watch. It's awful.
I didn't even notice it.
It's terrible.
I didn't either. What like name one part?
Oh
that
God,
really
the
bugged you?
explosions, the fucking drone flying in the air.
Yeah,
Where
the
else?
drone was the only.
Fair.
Yeah, the car exploding, explosions. It was just bad. It was, the fires. It was just terrible. As far as the performances go, they weren't totally bad. As far as Jay Rezzo goes, yeah, no, he was okay. I think that, a little bit hammy from occasion to occasion from a few characters, but overall not terrible. But again, I just felt it to be overall the story to be pretty boring, and when the action kicked in, it just kind of felt it just got a lot worse. It just wasn't exciting at all. I didn't particularly care for this. This is a trick.
Mars.
I think my esteemed partner here is a hypocrite, because if this was made by some fucking Italian dude in 1979, and had Fred Williamson in it, not acting half as well as anyone in this movie, he would be fucking beating his meat all over it as a fucking classic.
I'll be beating my meat all over you, prick.
But because it's fucking made now, him and a lot of film fans are unable to see the fucking hypocrisy in their fucking taste and their nostalgic color glasses. They get the same fucking shit, and it's like, oh, well, this isn't any good. This is no Raiders of the Miami. Like, what the fuck?
Because those are complete trash movies, and everybody knows it. This is a movie that's supposed to be taken somewhat with a serious tone.
Raiders of Atlantis was supposed to be taken seriously when it was made.
Yeah. Well, there are exceptions to the rule. I mean,
that was absolute. Neon Maniacs was supposed to be fucking serious.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
But they don't work out that way.
Right.
Yeah, and neither did this.
Well,
this was. You said it. It was supposed to be serious.
But if this came out in 1980, you would have thought this was the fucking Cat's Pajamas. That's all I'm saying.
And all I'm saying is that I didn't like it. So continue with the review, dickhead.
Right. So. This was a very fine distraction. I enjoyed it. Again, I'm not like, I don't know, like it didn't resonate with, it wasn't bad, ridiculous enough like a Neon Maniacs or something where it super resonated with me. But I also like fucking, am able to keep my nostalgia in a place where I can say like, this is not that fucking different than a million fucking bad, strainer wearing Apocalypse Road Warrior knockoffs, and it was better than most. I thought this was a good time. I thought the acting was very good. For what they work. I thought it was this may be the most Canadian movie that we've ever watched, as far as the unabashed like.
That's saying a lot, dude.
Well, no, but Yoga Hoses was made by an American guy as a view of Canadians. This was like real live Canadian on Canadian violence.
A rare thing.
Yeah, I thought this was a good time. It didn't hurt my list any, but I enjoyed this. So this is a treat.
All right, and for me, I think I like this the most out of all y'all. I thought it was definitely a treat. Supergrid hits all the high spots you'd expect from a post-apocalyptic actioner.
Whoa.
What?
It's not post-apocalyptic.
Shut up. This is my opinion. While it doesn't reinvent the genre in terms of story, pacing, and action, it does absolutely make a pitch-perfect 80s-style love letter to post-apocalyptic films, with its politics firmly planted in the present, subverting gender roles with a refreshing mix of ethnicities represented. I think it was definitely a welcome sight in all the films that we've done this year. Also, this movie is a perfect example of using modern technology to mask a lower budget. I don't know what sort of budget they had, but I can't imagine it was much. But this film looked way bigger, more epic, and better than it should. As fun as the Wolf Cop films are, it was nice to see Lowell Dean make a straight action film, and this really delivered with interesting characters, good set pieces, good effects. I think the film managed to even tug on the heartstrings a little bit and make you care about the characters. So this was fun and is going way under the radar and should be seen. Like, I didn't know anything about this until Mars was like, oh, this movie's Supergrid. Like, it just is going too far under the radar. I think people should check this out because I do think a lot of. I think this needs to find its audience, and if it does, I think this could be a bit of a cult classic in a way. And I just thought it was really well made. And I mean, I know, like we were comparing to Blood Pigs, but Blood Pigs is a no budget movie, right? Like, would you say that? Is it safe to say it's a no budget movie, MZ?
I think it's very safe to say.
So
I think it was made for like $5 or $6 grand or something like that.
Yeah, and that's money that Brian probably saved on his own.
Yeah,
But this is a movie that obviously had a budget. They were working with the Canadian Film Commission, and they had gotten some grants, I believe, and some from Canada seems to have a pretty good pretty good system in place for artists to be able to get money for films and stuff like that, or at least so it seems. And I just think that this had a good cast. Like all these are sort of up and coming. Not all of them, but a good portion of them are up-and-coming actors who've been in other films, been in other TV shows, and I think they really just hit a sweet spot with the acting. And I don't know, I just thought this was real solid. Like it may not impact my top 13 because this was such a tough year in terms of like really great movies, but this is definitely flying under the radar. It should probably be seen by more people, and I hope that people do check this out. It's, I'm not going to say it's Turbo Kid. That sort of hit on all cylinders, whereas this hits a lot of those beats, but in a different way. So I think that people who are fans of, of that style of Turbo Kid, I'm not going to say it's as good, but this hits a lot of the notes of like a post-apocalyptic movie of what you might remember from the 80s. It hits a lot of those and tells a compelling story. So I dug it. So that is going to do it for our discussion of Supergrid. It is available on VOD if you guys want to check it out. And, well, I guess it depends on whose opinion you value, but I say check it out. Mars liked it, and Raven Shadow kind of liked it.
I gave it a treat.
Yeah. And the other two gave it tricks. So there you go.
The other two.
Yeah, the other ones.
And the rest.
And the rest. And the other ones. So let's see. I guess we'll talk about next week. And next week, we're going to do a Netflix flick. We're going to do a film.
Really?
Yeah. What?
Well,
is that weird?
That fucking blows my mind.
Why?
Why? We've been doing Netflix films all year.
Well, I don't want to I'll get yelled at if I say it, but I just saw some inside information. If that's what we're getting, are we watching what you're showing now?
Yeah, I talked about it earlier.
That thing.
That thing.
I didn't hear. I thought it was. I'm curious about the star.
Your love of pronouns.
So next week on the first episode of 2019, we're going to be checking out. What the fuck happened? Someone laying wolf bait? He's pointing at you.
He's like, holy shit, the year's almost over. Oh, whoa.
I literally burped like 12 minutes ago, but I did not poop.
Well, we need to head to break in just a moment, but next week we're gonna be
Maybe I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Who else fucking did it?
I tell great stories about shitting my pants. I never understand why people think I'm gonna deny farting.
Well, that wasn't MZ. He wouldn't be. I think he'd be okay with his own scent.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do it.
I don't know. I like that.
I admit it every time.
Have you reached
No, you
a point
don't.
in your life where it just seeps out and you don't even realize it?
Yeah, it could be it. Honestly,
I wonder if it's the burp I did a few minutes ago. I don't know.
I don't think your burps will smell that bad. He cleared the fucking room. All right,
If your burps smell like that, then you're in bigger trouble than you realize.
Yeah, I do a show with you every single week. My career's over.
All right, next week we're doing Animal World.
Oh, maybe that was me now that
Jesus
I
Christ.
got another one coming.
Go out there. Go. We're going to go to break. Go out there. Go shit your pants out there.
I'll wait.
No.
All right, so next week we're doing Animal World, and it co-stars Michael Douglas. It is a Chinese production, Chinese film, and it's available on Netflix. So if you guys want to play along at home, check out Animal World. And next week, as we typically do at the beginning of the year, we're going to do a double tap. So talk about any of the cool stuff we may or may not have gotten for the holidays. And if you guys would like to play along at home, you can feel free to do so. Send a voicemail or email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com, and give us your double tap or single tap, whatever you want. What are some cool things that you got for the holidays that you're really digging?
I think my double tap is going to be exclusively from Stephanie Wiley.
All right. Well, there you go. And check out Animal World on Netflix. We are going to, fucking light a match or something in here.
Oh, no, we don't want to blow up.
Wait, did you close the refrigerator?
I don't think it's a refrigerator. All right, MZ, how long until we're back?
2.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's a blast. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And, Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio is Trick or Treat Radio.
Don't say that.
It's like, you really put us under.
It's like swearing in church. I don't know.
You just jinxed us.
Yeah. you put a lot on our shoulders just now.
Well, we can strive for greatness.
You guys are awesome. You really are. You got a great show.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I'm Alex West. And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast. And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
It's Christmas in the city, all the buildings burning down. Children watch the smoky sky for Santa Claus. TVs flicker in the city, trial's gone for 13 days. Did he really do it? They'll hang him anyway. I'm having nightmares of a white Christmas, cold and blue without you. Deep be damned, all I want for Christmas, a Kia room of all of you. I don't want to feed the world for Christmas, those kids can all just turn blue. This place can burn for all I care on Christmas, I'll just die inside of you, it's the only thing that's true. There's a monster in the city, spreading horror all around, hitting people with a hatchet, dressed like Santa Claus. It's a cold one in the city, children line up on the shore, tossing Mayday its hand, saying you won't be coming home again. I'm having nightmares of a wild.
It still fucking smells in here, by the way.
God.
Thanks, Mars. We are back on Trick or Treat Radio. And we are playing Blue Christmas by the Deadites. Figured it was appropriate on the show closest to Christmas, and also we're about to be discussing a film called Christmas Blood. So
We always seem to kind of, I don't know if it's because of just what's out there, but we seem to kind of only regulate ourselves to just one Christmas movie per year.
Yeah, well, did we do more than one last year? We did Better Watch Out. I thought we did one more, but maybe not. Oh, we were going to do a second one, and it got bumped for something else.
Yeah, we seem to relegate ourselves to just one, which is kind of surprising, actually.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to inundate ourselves.
Oversaturate the Christmas theme.
Maybe we'll do a Hanukkah one next year.
Is there any Hanukkah ones?
Yeah, there's a new movie coming out called Hanukkah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
I think it's playing. I think it has. I don't know if it's festivals now. I don't know, but it's done. But it's just not.
Yeah, it only played 8
distributed.
days in the theaters, I think.
Funny guy.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to talk about Christmas Blood, otherwise known as Yule Blood. Yule Blood.
Yule Blood? Is that your blood?
Is that Yule Blood?
Whose blood is that? Is that your blood?
That's good. That's good.
Hey, look at him. He's got a water.
Oh, you got a water, Abe
Why did you walk in here with 2 empty bottles?
It's a funny fucking story, okay? Because of the nature of the studio, just say the bathroom stall with the water is occupied.
Hey, there's a woman's room, and there's no women here, so you can go into it.
No, you can't go in there.
You can.
It's nicer. It's nicer.
It's yeah.
Oh,
It's way
you've
nicer.
been in there?
If you need to
Of
drop a
course,
douche,
yeah.
you go in the
Of
woman's room.
course.
Yeah, I'm here like late alone most every Wednesday night after you guys leave.
It's so scary down there.
Let me tell you something. I used to janitor the high schools after class.
You smoking in the boys' room?
And let me tell you something. The girls' room is not that nice.
Yeah, no. Don't they have like bookshelves in there?
Sure.
I don't know.
Bookshelves.
Isn't it nice?
All right.
All right. Well, I'm
Go
gonna
fill up your water in the woman's room.
Yeah,
Because that
go-
men's room
go
is
do
gonna
it.
be
I
sick
gotta
for
take
hours.
a piss. Let me fill it up for you.
It's Kevin Costner, Waterworld over here.
All right, you come with me,
No.
Hold his
why?
hand.
Just go.
Johnny. You come with me.
No,
Why are you scared of the woman?
I got to produce the show.
Are you scared of
Will
women?
you just go to the women's room?
Go to the women's room. You're not going to want to go in that men's room ever again.
Yeah. That might be.
Let's go find some
quarantined.
pond water outside.
Look at he's looking back at us like he's so nervous.
You want to call us, Raven Shadow, on your phone? I'll put you on the air. Actually, do you want to call us on the air as you go down?
Yeah, call us on the air.
Call us, Raven Shadow.
He won't call us.
Let me see if does he have his phone?
I don't know.
Leave it? No, I think he took it.
Probably in his pocket.
Ozzy.
I'm gonna call him. we gotta walk him through this. All right, here. Let me do this. Hey Siri, call Michael Raven Shadow.
Calling Michael Raven Shadow.
Oh, I got him on the phone here.
No. I gotta get him here.
He's got it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all calling.
Hey, Johnny?
We're walking you through this phone thing.
Hey, Raven Shadow.
It's so fucking. What the fuck?
You'll be
There's
okay.
a weird wall in here, man.
We're here for you.
No lights.
We're here for you, man.
I
all
think
right?
I'm in the. What the fuck? Oh, is it weird? All right. Oh, it's nice in here.
I told you.
They have 2 stalls. There's a big mirror. Holy shit!
Yep. See?
This is nice.
Just watch out. Watch out for the killer Santa Claus.
Okay, no, all right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I was scared for a minute, but there's 2 stalls. They got flowers on them.
Wow.
There's a nice sink in there too, right?
It's a nice sink, man. There's a whole separate. All right, I'm putting the water on.
The sink is not in the stall like it is in the men's room.
No, this is nice. I'm shutting the water off to talk. Is there no window? This is nicer than my house.
It's nice in the sexy speakeasy.
It's nice. This is very sexy in here. It's nice. It smells like peaches.
This is like the old days, Raven Chow. You're on the phone.
Oh man, I'm way more sober.
Do you want to review the movie from down there? Stay down there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a freaking new movie.
I'm worried.
Go into the men's room and talk. Put Mars on the phone.
No, don't go in the men's room.
Yeah, no, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
But it's weird though because the door is propped open with a trash can. It looks like R2-D2. I almost stumbled over him, and now I'm in the weird part of the. Oh wow.
Go.
There's little girl dresses hung up on a corkboard.
Don't touch those.
Go to the
those.
men's room. Go to the men's room.
I'm gonna do a pirouette.
I'm worried about Mars. I'm worried about Mars. He's been gone a long time.
I'm gonna go in the bathroom.
That's his MO. He'll be in there for 20 minutes.
Mars, I'm here. Get out! I'm coming up.
All right.
How about if we all do the show down there and Wolfie stays up
Call
here?
in, yeah.
I'm not going anywhere near downstairs.
No. Oh, he hung up on me, that son of a bitch.
Maybe something happened to him.
Someone's coming up the stairs.
You made it! Yay!
Hey, look at that. Full bottles of water.
Full bottle of water.
Look at that.
It was like the old days, Raven Shadow. Does it smell horrible in the men's room?
Fucking smells like fucking Auschwitz down there, dude. It's so fucking bad.
How do you know what
I don't know,
Auschwitz smells like?
I don't know, but if evil had a stench, it would be that. It just smells like decay. Wow, it's fucking nice down there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm coming here tomorrow morning before I go to work.
To use the bathroom?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about Christmas Blood.
Yeah.
This film from 2017.
It's in my nostrils.
Ugh. Is 1 hour 44 minutes. It is a horror film, and it is written and directed by Reinert Kiel, and it stars Julianne Aga, Pernille Baggeranaz, Ida Malene Smith-Bakke, Solje Bergman, and Asbjorn Bure, May Lydia May Lydia Eidstow, and Helene Eidsvåg. Let's go with that. The synopsis: a murderer gets caught after terrorizing and killing people during Christmas night for the past 13 years in Norway. After being in solitary for almost 6 years, the psychopath escapes a couple of days before Christmas night. Police tracks the next target of the psychopath to be in a small village in the northernmost part of Norway. A group of friends are having a reunion in the same village and unexpectedly end up being part of Santa's plan. All right. Yule Blood. So this film was put out by Artsploitation Films here in the U.S. And last year they did put out a Christmas film. So I wonder if that's sort of a thing for them. They like to put out Christmas film around Christmas. And so this was obviously... this film was Norway. Yeah, sorry. I was going to say Norwegian, but it is Norwegian. It's from Norway. And what is going on?
What are you doing?
You fucking moving shit around?
Well, I'm just doing some redecorating.
Jesus. All right.
Do you need to move your comic book up next to you so you can put your arm around it? Is that what you're doing?
What?
Why don't you put it down your pants?
Ooh. No, I thought it felt too hot next to the...
Too hot. Too hot to me.
Why don't you go downstairs and enjoy the Dookie apocalypse?
Oh, man.
I think we enjoyed it. Raven Shadow was on the phone, and we heard a little bit of that.
I went in the women's room.
Yeah.
Have you gone in there?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
It's so nice. There are two...
I regret not using it because, like, I didn't know I had to go to the bathroom until I was, like, 3/4 down the stairs.
MZ knew you had to go to the bathroom. Yeah, we all knew. Yeah. You didn't.
I was going. Those weren't flats.
No shit.
Jesus. The military could use you, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, well, the military would fucking shoot at you.
Good comeback.
Yeah, no. The 60-foot waistline here.
All right, let's talk about Christmas Blood. So, this film is, pretty standard fare. We have a killer who is seemingly killed, but he's not killed, and then he's put in prison. And he breaks out of prison, and he gets out and goes on this killing spree again. And
Pretty standard fare.
yes, pretty standard fare, kind of similar to Halloween, I guess you could say, but takes place on a different holiday. And I'll say that, let me start with some of the good things. So this movie was lit exceptionally well. Like, I was blown away at some of the scenes.
Outrageous.
Of how well lit this was. Especially the low light scenes in the beginning. The colors just popped like apart from the black, especially in that opening scene where the kid bites it and the dad bites it. Like, that was like such a cool scene. And then they do it over and over and over to the point where you can't see anything because it's all in low light.
All right, right. So, all right, because I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about the light split because I thought it was way too dark.
It is, but there's some really cool lights because, I mean, when it's dark, I mean, obviously the lights are going to play a little bit better, because but that opening scene I thought was brilliant with the way it was lit.
Yeah.
But we get to the point where later on, I can't even tell what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like they almost used natural light.
Well, that's what I was
going
to say. I feel like they use natural lighting or we're going for it because the places where the movie I thought looked awesome is like when they were outside in the street and stuff like that.
The exterior shots were very
nice. Just the final shot was awesome too. Like, it looked great.
The girl in the snow.
Well, I meant the final
literally
last shot.
Last shot.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought when
like
they
there
were
was
in
a couple stand out.
I don't know where they ran into like an office building or something like that, like in a part where they, like I thought that looked cool, like which made me think that they were going for, but like
they definitely were.
The part that I don't understand is like Christmas lights don't look like Christmas lights look like on film. They look like what we saw here. No one would stay like this isn't a good environment to be in. Like that was like very gross, weird, harsh lighting the way it looks on film. So it made, whether they wanted to or not, that whole group of friends hanging out seem like a weird, contentious, gross environment.
It wasn't fun at all.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be there at all.
Yeah, the lighting was really a problem. Particularly the interior shots. It reminded me of a bootleg copy of Lucker the Necrophagus.
Yes.
I had a bootleg copy of a movie called Lucker the Necrophagus, and later on I got it on an actual DVD, and it kind of resembled that, where the color palette for it was just far too dark to really see anything. I could see what they were going for with with what I'm assuming was natural lighting, and it just didn't read out too well on film.
Yeah, and I appreciate, and I think there was some reasoning behind it, because obviously this is another low budget film. This is definitely even more low budget than Supergrid.
Yeah, but you'd never know it seeing the running time, because there's a lot of fluff in this movie that could be.
Well, runtime doesn't equal
anything to do with the budget.
Yeah. I mean, you could make a 10-hour movie with no budget, basically. But I think the big thing for this is that I think that they had to they decided to go with a very dark film to mask the lack of budget, because a lot of times you don't even see some of the gore. You just see like blood dripping down someone's head afterwards, because we don't get to see a lot of the gore, which I thought was inventive and a good idea if you don't have the money to spend on effects, or maybe even an effects person. I don't know how limited they were. So I think that it was generally a decent idea, but I think you got to have at least one or two major like set pieces where there's like a big memorable kill or something like that.
Yeah. And where it takes place during the night. Yeah. I mean, you have this really great opportunity to have that violence pop where the blood is against the snow, and so the red of the blood should pop out at you even more, making it more dramatic. And because of the way it's not that it's poorly lit during the exterior shots; they're lit rather nice. But still, if they just had a couple of scenes during the day to make that blood pop against the snow, I think that would be a little bit more effective.
Yeah, and I'm totally like they could have done that with even just in like under a lamp, like a street lamp, and have some of the blood. Yeah, I agree. Like I think there's some more opportunity here, and and I get why they made the decision. I could totally see it, but I think you got to at least have like one or two major set pieces that like really showcase what's going on, because then if you sort of get this tease and then maybe at the end you get like a big kill or something like that, like I think it would you're kind of building up to it and wondering when it's going to happen, and then it happens, and then I think that could have really capitalized on it. But we didn't really get a lot of seeing what was going on. It was just a lot of stuff that was happening under the cover of darkness, which once again, if it's a budget reason, I get it, but I think you got to do at least one or two of these major sort of horror set pieces where someone's getting their head chopped off or getting the axe in the head, and it shows it really well,
Right.
So I think that was a missed opportunity, budget or not. I think you gotta find a way to make that happen. There was some other cool stuff. I did like, this isn't certainly the first time it's been done, but I like the concept of, the Santa Claus character going around killing the naughty, right? Like these are all people who have committed crimes, I believe they said, right? They have committed some sort of crime, or everyone that died is basically naughty, and doing finger quotes here. So, I thought that was kind of cool. Santa had this sort of code,
List.
Yeah, his list. Yeah, exactly. So, once again, not a completely original concept, but I thought that it worked here. And, and they also really only referred to him as Santa. Did they ever give him a name beyond that? Do you guys recall?
They called him Father Christmas a couple times.
Whatever they call.
Oh, yeah, sure, but not like an actual name.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was it's Sven.
Right, so it's for all we know, it was Santa Claus, that. And I dug the score. It was pretty standard, electronic synth score, but I thought
liked the score.
Yeah, I thought it was good. And
I liked the score.
At times, I thought it played really well.
The time when he walked down off that snowbanking,
yeah,
timed out perfectly.
That
his
was good.
footsteps. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought the score was actually the best part of this whole movie.
That was real good. And yeah, I think there's some great atmosphere with in concert with the score, some of the dark shots, the lighting. Like I think that there was a lot of really great atmosphere here, but I think there was a general lack of tension throughout the entire flick. I never
it's filled with characters. You don't just give a damn.
Sure.
about.
I mean, I don't. They definitely were
that's slasher movies.
insipid characters, but that's pretty standard fare. But I wasn't even that. It was more or less that I just didn't get any tension.
Too long.
Yeah, it was too long too, for sure. Yeah, this film should have been the length of Supergrid.
Yeah, too long foo, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mars.
I think to expound upon what you're saying, Johnny, I think that if you had just caught little snippets of this when shit was happening, the tension might have almost been implied. But I think the problem was that the pacing was a little soft.
Yeah, it was.
Not just the film itself, but everything was too long.
Yeah.
Like the scene when the four girls were on the stairs. There's a scene, folks, where the four girls are on the stairs and they're trying to figure out what's going on upstairs. Like that's too long.
Yeah.
Why would you'd either go up the stairs or down the stairs. At some point, there'd be no reason why you would all just fucking stand on the stairs for that long. It's almost like the director juxtaposed building tension with time. Like the time that make them wait for it. But then by the time it happened, if you had just seen not that I'm a film director and I was very bad at it when I tried. Guy gets killed. They run around the corner, go up the stairs, right? They have an argument, right? Somebody gets fucking hit with an axe, right?
Yep.
Ho, run out the door. That literally is maybe only
yeah.
That's as long as that whole fucking thing has to be.
Yeah.
See, the problem with that scene is I don't think that scene took too long, but building up and everything around that scene took so long to get to it. You were just ready for everything just to move forward.
There's a scene where where the mute girl has sex for no reason.
Right, and then just leaves.
No
Yeah.
reason. There's not titillation. There's not any reason. There could have been a million fucking reasons for him to get like up the stairs. You didn't need to establish that he was like, you know what I mean? Like he was the hookup, right? So he didn't need to be having some sort of premarital sex to be naughty. Like it just didn't. It was for no reason. It was just like it's almost like this guy put everything that he filmed, and then on top of that, right? This film was kind of more like a proto slasher, right? It was more like a Black Christmas or something like that, because modern slashers traditionally have the teens cut off from society, right? Like, so you don't get this subplot generally with the police and like searching for the killer and stuff like that.
Right.
That was more like,
Well,
you know.
in a way, they were cut off though.
Well, no, they were cut off by the thing, but you don't usually see the cops like that in
the
like
cops,
a slasher movie.
Yeah, but the cops knew to go there.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I mean, I don't want to give away too much. I mean, there was, they were cut off in a way,
but
in a way that we would relate that if we call 911, we're gonna get a bunch of.
But
cops.
I'm not even talking about how it relates to those girls being cut off or cut off. Like, if you watch 9 slasher movies, they're not even there. There's not, like, forget about an investigation. Like, there's not a fucking cutaway where somebody's going through crime scene photos of shit that Jason did. You know what I mean? There's not, like, you know
what? That was one thing about this movie that I liked, that they weren't in, like,
Right.
an isolated area. They were with police. They were walking
I
distance.
agree with
but
you.
In the way that they did it.
Well, they weren't in walking distance. They had to take a fucking bus to get there.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but they were. The girls were in walking distance of the police station.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
but the way they isolated them was unique.
I mean, it is neat and it is good, and I'm not even saying it's bad. Where it doesn't work is that it gives more opportunity. And I like movies like Black Christmas. I like early slashers where they were kind of sussing it out, and they were more like in giallos. It did have a giallo element in that thing where you had the sort of, though it wasn't paste or looked like one, it did have that element of like, who did it? What's going on? The police know that people are getting killed. You know what I mean? Which seemingly doesn't happen in like a Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th or whatever. But where it doesn't work, right? And I'd love to see more of that in slashers because I like that. Where it doesn't work is it gives the film more opportunity to decompress. Right, and where slashers I think work the best are taunt, fast, and brutal or fun. One of those two things.
Right. It's like once you get to the summer party or the
Right.
campground and night falls, then shit happens. And the first people start fucking or doing drugs.
Right.
But like it went it way too fucking long. I mean, the whole subplot with the former cop that was quit, that was trying to catch the killer, and his new the guy that took over for him. Although it was nice to see the Swedish Aries. That was pretty cool. In there.
Buenos Aires.
But I mean, like, and I wanted to, like, what I kept thinking about, something we've seen in the show and we've talked about on the show, with how certain foreign films, or at least foreign to American, whether it's from the lottery or however they go about their practices, they have more, they can film more. There's less investors. Am I right in that? There's less trying to appease the audience. So I think this could be any one of those slashers, but just filmed way too much shit without the fun. This should have been an hour and
I agree.
20 minutes. Or
It almost seemed to me, right, that there was a lot of instances in this where it was overthought, right? Like where they were like,
And I also think there's some instances where it was underthought.
Well, yeah, I agree. Like, but I mean, by the time, like, they, in a weird instance, they should have fucking leaned into those and, like, not spent 15 minutes and a subplot leading off to it to isolate 2 characters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they go through that whole fucking adultery thing just to get those fucking people out of the house, when there was like, you know, you didn't even need that much. They could have snuck off. And you know, granted, we've seen that before. And I feel like in this movie trying to subvert the things that we see a lot in slasher movies, they fucking just kind of went off the fucking reservation.
Right, because those characters could have left the house to go knock Das boots in the snow. Without having to.
But we've seen that before.
True.
But that's okay. And the other thing that didn't work in this movie is that this killer was fucking boring, right?
Oh,
so
it sucked.
I'm not saying that you have to have like
Freddy, welcome to primetime, bitch.
yeah, or even like a different, you know, a different implement every time.
Terrifier, yeah.
But there's only so many fucking ways. There's only just so many times seeing somebody fucking bop with an axe. It's interesting.
Hey, sometimes you turn it backwards.
I was gonna say, yeah. He flipped. To be fair, he did turn it
Yeah.
over once.
Yeah,
right?
no, three times.
I caught one.
He flipped it around 3 times.
Yeah, I just don't. I just think that last year at this time we reviewed a Christmas slasher film, and that movie was just okay, but its saving grace was the runtime, and it had a little bit of political stuff in it, and it didn't take itself seriously. This made me feel like this was so long I started to doubt that I even got it. You know what I mean? I felt like there was something else there that I didn't understand, like that they were like saying to me, because it just was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I agree.
Like
with
some
you,
sort
Mark.
of like nationalistic political overtone or something that made me think that they were saying something here that wasn't for me,
Right.
because I just couldn't understand. How do you edit this movie? And again, I hate to say these things. I hate it because I'm not a filmmaker. I'm barely a writer. I'm not very talented. I'm not good at anything I do. So before anybody says, "Well, you make a movie," how do you edit this movie? Right? Look at this movie. Count the amount of time before kills in the first part of the movie, and think that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, the pacing was definitely off.
The pacing was so wonky. The editing was wonkier. None of it just made any sense. And I agree with you,
Yeah.
Mars. You hit it earlier where you were saying that this movie must be reaching for something that none of us could possibly see. That there's something else there.
Whether it be
But you know
personal
what?
or political or whatever, like
Right,
it just didn't do it. Just but like
Right,
it doesn't
and
translate.
It sure as hell doesn't. And the running time on that does not help, because it just makes for a very long, tedious, boring experience.
It's almost
just make a slasher. There's no reason for a slasher to be an hour and 45
Am
minutes
I
long.
the only one? Now people say like you can't do a good slasher modernly, and I think that a lot of people fuck it up by having that theory. I think even the new Halloween movie kind of stumbled a few times by having that theory. Watch Cold Snow. That's a slasher within the last 10 years, right? That is just a slasher. And it's fucking awesome. Like, I've watched it multiple times because it's just fucking fun and taunt and awesome. Like, I feel like they're like, it's almost like we were talking about the opinions with MZ before. There's sometimes that you can't do I can't even think of something because we live in a world where people like tomato juice and beer. But like there are just some shit.
Well, the problem is you can't be overcritical of the slasher movie. They can't be taken too seriously. Now, the part of the reason why we love the slashers of the '80s is because we were looking at them in our youthful delight that we weren't jaded, that we weren't looking at these movies in that fashion, and we can still look back at that. But we watch these slasher. What was that? I don't have headphones on, so I don't know what's going on.
Thank you, producer.
It's midnight. It's Raymond Channel's birthday. I thought that was a better sound.
Okay.
Wow. Wait. I gotta take off my my hoodie.
Oh boy, what's this?
Oh, look at this!
Wear my Raven Shadow shirt.
Thank you. Sorry to cut you off, Aries. This is a celebration of me.
Are we actually interrupting this?
Yeah, you're really not sorry. Don't fucking lie to
I'm
me.
a little bit sorry. You have a really good point you were making. Thank you, Johnny. Super producer Wolfie. Very exciting. It's almost around the same time.
Happy birthday, Raven Shadow.
Thank you, Johnny. I know who my friend is. That's
Oh, it's your
And you know what? You win the
got one
award.
in the room.
I get the award.
You're
I get
the birthday award.
I get the birthday trophy
God.
right here. I want to thank my mom and Al for.
You know what's
coming together.
amazing?
And who?
My
This
dad.
is the only time.
Oh, Dad.
This is the only time since I've known you've actually done what you've been given a trophy for, and not because people feel bad for you. It's your birthday.
You've done nothing
Participation
except be born.
trophy,
No,
Johnson.
look underneath.
It's
it
his
says
participation award.
He participated in life.
To be fair, to be fair,
He hasn't participated in life.
Most of the time.
but to still be walking upright most of the time at 42 years old is I've exceeded expectations. So this is the Live Longer Than Expected award.
Live long and
42.
prosper.
Yeah, that's congratulations. You haven't died award.
Yeah.
All right, Aries, you can continue your point after you hand him that.
Two. Here's
That
your
tube.
Oh, thank you. Oh my lord, what's this?
That's to you from Corny.
It's a it's
Don't
it's
hold
a
it
holder
like
for
that.
your award. You just put it in there.
Open this.
Raven Chat, what are you doing?
Aries, please, before you forget your
Yeah.
point. I know it's
Sorry,
hard.
Aries.
You know what?
I would have forgot if I didn't do it right.
No,
at
no.
midnight.
I understand the interruption. I kind of forgot where I was going with that. But I mean, it just
Proto slasher.
I mean, just
youthful
we're a
childlike
little
eyes.
harsher with the slashers nowadays, and I think
Yeah,
we were.
yeah.
Well, we're harder with everything.
Ooh.
Well, with anything, but the slashers in general, because if memory serves, we were particularly harsh with that Terrifier. Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, no,
well,
we're
with certain aspects of it,
Yeah,
and I myself
yeah.
am guilty of that as well. But if that movie existed in 1985 with the effects existing in that era, that would have probably been my favorite movie.
I feel like there's an echo in here. Is there an echo in here?
Is there an echo in here?
from the last movie.
Fuck you, Corny.
What are you telling the fuck out
Nice,
for?
nice thing to say to him.
Are you serious, dude? That's fucking
Oh, it's a
Corny.
poster.
Thank you so much, Corny.
Captain America #1.
It's the best poster ever because Captain America punched Hitler in the face.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that is, I saw.
That's
Bucky
going to go up in
smiling.
the sexy speakeasy tonight.
That's going over my bed. I'll tell you that much. Thank you so much, Corny. Thank you, dude.
That's real beautiful.
Wow.
I'm gonna, and I know. Listen, I'm gonna use this tube because I have some stuff coming your way. So, thank you very much.
That's probably why I sent it. He just had that poster kicking around.
I've been apologizing. I'm overdue, but thank
That
you
is
so
badass.
much, Corny. Thank you, dude.
That is cool.
Thank you, brother. That is fucking sweet.
Raven Shadow, I have an extra part of that present for you. So last night, me and Corny were on Skype.
Yes.
And the new iOS changed, so neither one of us could figure out how to hang up Skype. So here's a picture of us in hysterics, just like you would be, not knowing how to use the technology, trying to figure out how to hang up Skype. And it might be my favorite picture of all time. So it should be coming to you in a second.
Oh boy, this is gonna take a long time.
Corny says, "I have a good memory, dude."
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, dude. We had that conversation together because we're friends. and no shit.
Apparently, you don't know how to mute your phone.
No, he doesn't actually.
No, I did, but it doesn't.
6 years later.
Captain America's going to punch you in
Yeah.
the face.
That's awesome. Thank you, Corny. Thank you. You're a very nice human being.
You're the best human being. You made my Christmas just say Corny. Everyone else was mean to me but you.
Yeah, Corny's a real good dude, man.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Awesome.
We're like, we can't hang up, and then the picture go away for a second and pop back up. Like,
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
That's amazing.
That is a cool poster, though.
Yeah.
That really
I
is
found that
cool.
at Rock and Shock, and I couldn't find it.
Because Corny bought it.
No, I don't think
Actually, no, because it would be in your basement.
Hey, what's this? He left it behind. I'm sorry, Corny. I'm it's on my mind a lot.
Do you need some help with that?
Yes. Yes, you do.
I love Italian, and so do you. Yes.
This shit's been in your basement. And let's not.
Whoa,
just
is it the
forget-
Rock and Shock stuff?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know where it's from, but it's from.
And let's not forget Corny. You have other shit in there too. You told me about.
Listen, wow. Yeah, I know. Slay Goth. I got some shit to send
What?
you.
Wait. Stuff that's been sitting there for a year?
Listen,
He's had things
I'm
to
busy.
do.
I gotta fucking trim the hedges.
I gotta walk
I
the
gotta
dog.
walk the dog.
If I had addresses, I would have stolen that and mailed
Oh
it out.
my God, Raven Shadow.
I know. I'm gonna do it. It's my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, you're not good at keeping resolutions.
I'm fucking trying. Listen, no, but yes, I got to get Slagoth his Corando poster.
Oh my god!
And I will get corny stuff by very, very soon.
By very, very soon.
And
I like how you don't commit.
And I do. I don't fucking commit anymore. I'll tell you that much.
Is that a resolution?
That ship has sailed. No, I'm working on committing. And Metro of Omaha, I got a little prize pack for you. I'm working on too. So
by 2020,
8 by 10s. What, with 8 by 10s?
Yes. And there was some art I found that was when I was a kid. I wanted to give some special things, but
I got some art.
Yeah, so I will get you.
Well,
stuff.
turn over a new leaf, Raven Shadow. There's always time.
Well, not much time for me, but
that's the problem. He keeps on saying that. There's always time. I'll mail it out tomorrow.
Will you come over and go to the post office with me on Saturday?
Maybe.
All right.
You got to go before 1, before they close.
I offered to go to the fucking phone store with you.
No shit, I got so much to do. My dad's
Raven
coming
Shadow,
over.
do you have any time off this week?
No, I had tomorrow and I had Friday off. I had Thursday and Friday off.
Yeah.
For my birthday and next day, but I had to unsubmit that. I got to go to work.
Oh.
Yeah, because I got people out and some problems.
It's almost better to have Johnny go with you because I guarantee you when you say out loud what you want the phone people to do, I'm gonna get angry. So when you're like, will my emails come from this phone to the other phone? Magically.
How do I make the pictures? How do I talk to Corny on this? I need the Skype.
Corny says that you were insulted because he was going to ask. He says he was insulted because I was going to ask you to send it to me, Wolfie.
All right. Well, listen. It's one of my skills, and then life,
It's not
sucks
a skill.
sometimes.
It's a lack of a skill, is it?
No, I know how to ship things. It's kind of I
Prove
kinda
it.
do that. Well,
Yeah. Take a picture of you shipping.
I'm gonna go live,
Go live, yeah.
as they say.
I don't think your phone allows that.
No, I need a new phone. Because Johnny, if you come to the phone store with me, so then I can go live.
Oh, it's too bad you weren't off tomorrow.
I know, man. It sucks.
If you were off on Friday, we could mail all that stuff.
I'm gonna go get new phones soon.
For all of us?
No, for me.
Why?
For me and.
Why did you buy
It's
a
got some
phone?
legitimate weight to it.
Yeah, that's right.
What is it?
It's my championship.
This award.
Yeah, you jealous?
A little bit.
Well,
this
your
thing's-
birthday's coming up in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is yours, dude.
I know. You'll have for a couple hours.
I'll have for a couple hours. Hand it off to you.
You have the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
Challenge him at midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
All right,
very
so
nice. I'm sorry.
Aries, I'm
Corny.
really sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt.
You said True Blue was about a guy. Sensitive girl meets a nice guy.
Yeah, no. At this point, I think I'm done.
We were talking about the pacing and
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm 100% behind the pacing of this movie was awful. They should have picked one storyline to go with, either the girls or the cops.
Well, and I was fine with that, but I do think that they didn't pay enough attention to one of them, and the cop one was just kind of boring.
Yeah,
Like,
didn't do anything.
It
didn't
could have
really-
been good.
Yeah, it could have been like there could have been like a cool relationship between those two because
When he got to the joint and they were hanging out,
Yeah, and
like
he-
I thought, like, okay, they're gonna.
well, when he pulled the gun on him too,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, like there were some cool things, but I just also when he pulled the gun on him, I thought it was the other guy pulling the gun on the other one because I couldn't fucking see. I didn't know who was pulling the gun on who.
Yeah, that's the other problem is that the characters were so one-dimensional and bland and.
Well, but that's fine for a slasher. I don't care about that.
I suppose, but I mean, there is a limit where everybody's the same. I mean, that gets kind of tiresome.
Are the characters in Butt Crack 3 dimensions?
I don't know. I'll have to take another look at it. I'll get back to you on that.
They're two-dimensional. Two cheeks, two-dimensional.
So, and there was like, I hate to, and we've talked about this a few times. I remember we talked about it with El Goro. When you're not engaged in a film, you nitpick. Like you pick out these things that bug you. And in this, I wasn't totally engaged. So there's this one scene where the cop comes to the house where the girls are, like where the house where the girls are, and they're inside listening to music really loud, and they can't hear the cop knocking or ringing the doorbell. Yet the cop can't hear the music.
Yeah, I was a little.
Like,
Yeah, that bothered me.
I know it's a fucking nitpick, but that like really bugged me where the girls can't hear the cop knocking or ringing the bell, yet he can't hear the music from the outside. He's like, "Oh, there's dead here. There's no one here." Like, and that would just kind of took me out of it. And also the thing that was really silly was when they were making the map, and the older cop, like the cop who retired and came back or whatever, when he figured out what the symbol of the killings made.
Oh yeah.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It felt like that was from a different movie, right? Like
Yeah.
a movie that knew what it was.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, and it just kind of like, those things kind of like really bugged me.
Kill it in the name of.
Well, because that also took it away from that he's killing, punishing the bad.
Right, exactly.
He's not punishing the bad. He's following his pattern.
Yeah, he's following.
It was pick one.
Yeah, and I honestly felt like there was a lot that I liked about this film, but after like I would say 70 to 80 minutes into it, I just got to the point where I just wanted it to end.
Oh man,
and this is the first film in a long time where I felt that way.
The real sin is that it didn't.
Well, yeah, and it's a shame because there's a lot to like here, but the story, the characters, and the tension are just not compelling or engaging, and it just was like it's almost like it was happening, and I wasn't even an active participant as a viewer.
Right.
It just was something that was happening in front of us, and I just felt like I was just a bystander, and I wasn't even like involved in any way, not even as a viewer. And
I agree.
And I should have been pulled in, and I think there's a couple things like that's why the elements were here. I think this could have been a good movie, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't put together correctly.
I agree.
It
There's
was-
something that kept all of us apparently at arm's length, and that's a weird thing for a movie to do. Like, it's almost like it's not. This isn't like it's almost like when we talk about films like the last one, or we talk about old exploitation movies, or when Aries was talking about 80 slashers before, to tear those things apart would be like shooting fish in a barrel, like making fun of the unintentional stuff that they were like the budget or the time or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying don't do it, but it's like shooting fish in a barrel. This is something that these motherfuckers did. Like there was an actual conscious effort to make this film this way. And I don't understand it. Like I don't understand it. Like it's like it like literally just plugged along, and you could look at it and find ways to, like, I could cut this movie into a better movie, and that's like not like you know what I mean. Like this, it's not, and I'm saying that not because I have the skills to make a movie.
Yeah.
Forget about what Skip or Andrea or somebody who makes fucking Blinky, is somebody who makes fucking movies could do, right? Like it's easy. It's all here to at least make this watchable, right?
Yeah.
So how long was the fucking what they shot?
Well, that's what I was thinking at the same thing. I was like, there's
gotta-
got to be very minimal amount of footage that didn't make it into the film.
I don't think
I'm
so.
sure they probably filmed
somewhere there's
way
a
more of
fucking
that.
script of this movie. I think actually sort of agree with him. Like there might be alternate takes or something, but I feel like or like mess ups. But my thinking is I think this film was so fucking deliberate that somewhere on somebody's desk there's a fucking copy of the script that is exactly what we fucking saw.
I would not be
surprised.
I would not be surprised to learn that this was shot entirely in order,
Right.
and they just shot it and was like, okay, that's it. That's the shot we want. Let's move on to the next one. And 3 or 4 takes, we got it. Move on, and just that's exactly what they did.
very
well,
Ed Woodian.
Well, with a low
style.
budget, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do
But-
it. And
but I mean, you
I don't
edited
think
it
this
down
film
after
was.
that.
I don't think it was filmed sequentially. I think they filmed, on a set all at once.
Well, you gotta look. Almost no one.
Or on location.
Those two movies never, and that's the other thing about it. Like, those two movies never really fucking met, right? There wasn't a scene where they went and talked to John Saxon at the police station, right? Like those two, it was almost like this was more like I can't remember his name, but like the guy who made Robo Vampire, where they like had 2 fucking movies and put it together. And then one girl was incidentally in both the movies they made, so they could tie it together. Because like it seemed like it didn't have much to do with each other, other than.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of it was also very forced. I mean, even slasher villain aside, the way they moved, that 2 girls took a snowmobile to the police station, and then the slasher was there 2 minutes behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how fast they walk. They don't walk that fast.
Well, he wasn't. Like on top of that, like they were on a snowmobile and he caught up. Like so, Like, I don't know, like, I just don't, they weren't making fun of slashers. I just don't get it. Like, that's the thing with it. Like, I feel like there's fucking something here that I don't understand, or this is like a case of like a quote-unquote auteur who was making the movie he wanted no matter what.
I think he was trying to make
do.
a smart slasher, and it just doesn't work.
But
it wasn't.
You can though, because I don't think that Cold Prey is dumb, and I don't think like I think we watched. See, it's funny you say that because I think we watched a couple of movies this year, right, that were the antithesis of even Terrifier. Like I think The Dark, the movie we watched a few weeks ago, I think that was a smart slasher movie. Like
I agree. I think there's no question that there's that the filmmakers are trying to inject some sort of message into this movie.
I don't think so. I don't think it was a message.
I think so. I think so.
What's the message? What's the message?
It beats the hell out of me because there's got to be a reason why this movie is made the way it's made.
I think that
we have lots of film.
They just tried to take. They just tried to take two connected stories and tell them. And it just never worked. And they do sort of intercede a little bit towards the end, right? Like, or at times, but it just didn't, like, it really was, like hindered the movie in doing so because it took away any momentum when you cut away and you have a 20-minute scene of these cops or whatever. Like, if there was more interplay and back and forth, maybe it would have worked better. But like neither of the stories were super interesting. I was more engaged with what was going on at the house with the girls and stuff like that. But like even then, it just didn't. It was just very loosely tied together, and it just didn't. It didn't really work, which is a shame because I think there is a lot of good here. But it's baffling to me, and I think we've all sort of I think we're all hinting at it, is that it's baffling because this movie on paper or just in watching it should have been good. It had elements.
It's like the director was making a slasher without knowing what slashers truly are.
Well, I don't agree with that at all, though, because I think he did, but the missteps just really. Oh my God, that's the fucking grossest burp I've ever smelled.
You can smell that? I can't
He
smell
just blew in my fucking way.
Oh, good.
Jesus
He's aiming
Christ.
at Wolfie, so we're all lucky.
Good.
Well, everyone except for Wolfie.
I haven't drank
That's
soda.
fucking horrible.
I haven't drank soda in a while, so I apologize, guys.
Mars burped.
I told you.
That is the grossest fucking burp I've ever smelled in my life.
It's not that bad.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it is bad.
No.
What the fuck is going on in your body?
I'm trying to kill myself, duh.
If you're sick, we can bring you to the hospital.
That's the opposite of what I want to happen.
Pretty far away from the hospital. But it was like the Ang Lee Hulk movie. Like, fucking, okay.
That's a really good comparison.
Right? Thank you.
I'm not just saying that because it's your birthday. I wish you said it on another day.
It's like, okay, I see what they're doing, but it just doesn't come together. And like, if it was going to be like Dynamo was talking about, this is what it is. A Leprechaun movie is a Leprechaun movie.
Right.
This should be a Santa slasher movie.
And and part of it I liked is like this Santa was just pretty much pure evil. Like this, that's why it reminded me of Michael Myers in the original Halloween. There's no rhyme or reason. He just fucking kills naughty people. Like, cool. I can get behind that.
But like, the Tales from the Crypt with Docman villain was way more,
and All Through the House with Larry Drake.
But like, at least amp up if you're making a sleazy movie, amp the sleaze up. I don't think the padding wasn't all monocle. It wasn't, a social fucking thriller.
There's no real commentary unless there was something.
It was dull.
Unless there was something cultural that we didn't understand, like a Norway sort of thing.
I defy Goro. I'll mail him my stuff if he can give us some social commentary. If he can extract something.
He can bullshit you, and you'll be mailing all your shit to him.
All right. Well,
you sure you want to commit to mailing other stuff to someone?
All right. Well, I will. Take a picture and I'll send it to you electronically. I'll email you something with Johnny's help. But it just was like boring. It wasn't even. I don't know, man. It was fucking dull. Like this was. I watched this on Christmas Day night. Whatever the fuck.
Yep.
And I felt like by the time was over, I had to go buy fucking presents again. Because it was like December 24th when I fucking got done watching it. So fucking long.
What, it took a year to watch?
It felt like
through
it, dude.
64 days.
Yeah, man.
It did feel a lot longer than its running time. Like I really felt like they mislabeled the running time.
Honestly, I had trouble getting through this one. I had to I literally had to stop it a few times and pause and just go do
so
something.
did
And
I.
that almost never happens with me.
This was a chore.
It was a chore, and it's so it felt so promising too. Like my comments that I wrote, I was so positive about the first 5 notes that I made about this. I was like, oh man, this is cool. I like this. I like the lighting. I like this. And then it just was okay, now the stuff that I liked, I hate, and I don't know, it's, I hate to, I know we're not busting on this. No. It's I think we all admit that there was something here, but it just didn't work. It was all the pieces were there, but they weren't put together in the right way. It was like a puzzle that just wasn't put together the right way.
Yeah, the editing, the lighting, and the pacing were really hurt this film.
Maybe amp up the sleaze, amp up some of the violence.
And the characters.
Yeah, and the characters, a lot of their, once again, and I don't mind bland, insipid characters in a slasher. That's one thing that I will take. Obviously, we talked about Leprechaun Returns last week, and I was kind of bored by the portray, by how those characters were portrayed, because it was almost too much that we've seen, but in a slightly different way, and I just don't think it worked super well. But in this, it seems like the characters have no rhyme or reason. The mute girl, like you talked about, she goes upstairs with that dude, and you're like, what? This dude is not cool or hip.
Yeah, I mean,
no one liked this guy, but you take him upstairs to fuck him
in the hallway.
Yeah, and there was no reason.
And then halfway through, she just is like, no, I'm done.
Well, no, because he called
insulted
her.
her.
He called her the R
Well,
word.
no, yes, I understand that, but it just was and I get that, and I could see her reaction, but it just seemed like she wasn't even into it to begin with, so I don't know, there was a lot of weird things.
I don't know, it just seemed like a throwaway scene just to,
just to have sex?
Yeah, just
wait
to
a minute. Wait a minute. Women like to have sex
The
with
last
people.
sex scene was the sex scene just for a sex scene.
Well, and the other one, there's the pseudo rape one was pretty fucking
Really
No,
fucking
I'm
weird.
talking about the wrong home invasion.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Well, it wasn't a wrong home invasion.
Well, not home invasion is the wrong word. Cop.
Yeah, the
goes to
cop
wrong
went
house.
into that room and people were fucking and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was sex scene for a sex scene.
That also was
whole thing could have been a throwaway.
Sure.
Been thrown away.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to go sleazy, it didn't. I think maybe MZ's right. It just kind of straddled either side. It didn't go, too sleazy or it just.
Right, it was boring sleaze.
Yeah. And it was so dark.
Sleaze I wouldn't mind being a part of, but regardless, sleaze nonetheless.
It was just so dark you
these
couldn't
are
even
so-
see what the fuck was going on.
You know, it's funny that you say even doing this story, this very same story that we've seen in everything from Halloween to Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. There's a great version of this.
Day.
I can't remember what it's fucking called. I was looking for it on Amazon Prime. I watched it last year. That's basically about 3 lunatics that get out and get Santa costumes, and they prey upon a group of homeless people that are squatting in a abandoned building, a whole community.
Yep.
And it's got a little bit more of an action, it's more action adjacent than even most slasher things. But I don't know, it's this thing, but it's cool. This didn't do. It failed in both ways. It didn't give us the fucking cover band version of it that we might enjoy, and it didn't give us even Red Christmas or whatever that was called that we watched this time last year about the aborted kid. You don't remember? Mother, why are you leaving me behind?
Red Christmas.
Yeah. Why isn't it when I say Red Christmas, everybody looks at me like I have 3 heads, and Johnny says Red Christmas, oh, yeah.
I was letting you finish.
Oh, yeah, Monaco, yeah. That's a good idea, Johnny, yeah.
And it had the kid with Down syndrome in it and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor. But, I mean, but, I don't know, And then there was even just another version of this, almost the same thing, The Killer Insane Santa, called Not a Creature Was Stirring, I think. that I watched also last year. That was fucking great. And then there was the fucking one we almost did last year, and it got cut, and that was fun too. Like
Yeah,
there's
it
a
was
way.
that was another exploitation one too.
Yeah, there's a way to do this.
Yep.
And do it fun. Like I was on a big Christmas horror kick last year and saw some really bad ones. And this is not in that list, but this is just kind of, I don't know, like I think that I'll remember the bad ones better than I'll remember this, because this is just kind of befuddling.
Well, is there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up before we head to the verdict on this one? I think we've sort of
Yeah, this movie needs
bled
more
this one dry.
leprechauns on
We
drones.
fucking beat the reindeer on this one.
All right, let's go to the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to go in reverse order and let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have on Christmas Blood. And I hate to say it, this is a trick. It's my first trick, like, seemingly forever. Like, I don't remember last time I had a trick. But this was just a run-of-the-mill slasher that I just didn't think it added anything. Don't die.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
You've had least funny jokes, but not many.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Coming from the guy who hasn't had a trick in 50 years.
Is it trick sex? Is that what we're like implying? Like that's what's going?
Well, a trick like for a prostitute. Would have a
Prostitution,
trick.
yeah.
Turn
So
tricks.
you're talking to one of the two guys that don't even like to go into a strip club, and you're making fun
Yeah.
of us for not having.
Because for not
Yes,
having
I
a
am.
trick.
Because we don't have to pay for sex.
Yes, I am.
What a couple!
You don't have
what
to
a
pay
cou-
for sex.
What a couple of assholes! Someone puts their mouth on us because they want to.
Oh, God.
Whatever, dude.
What, you don't have a credit card?
Yeah, I hope you don't let one rip when that's happening, Mars.
I don't know. How do you know that? Ladies aren't into that.
He'll fucking let you know.
Are you insinuating that your lady is into that?
It's Hartford the whale.
Jesus Christ. Let me fucking do this.
That's only Raven Shadow gets that reference.
This was just a run-of-the-mill slasher. Didn't add anything new to the genre or even really attempt to do anything different. I think it had a lot of potential with the visual style, but I think the director got too carried away with using darkness in this film to the point that it was hard to tell what was going on most of the time. Especially that fucking end scene. I don't know who was dead, who was alive. I couldn't tell.
Everyone.
Like, I hate to say it, but like,
dead.
I could appreciate masking the budget with darkness, but you need to have at least one or two, of these set pieces that offset the rest of that darkness. But this didn't do that, and it really suffered because of it. I was rooting hard for this film to course correct because I really liked the beginning of it, and I thought that had a lot of potential, but it just never did, and therefore, like, I just got to give it a trick because there may have been things I liked about this, but overall, this just didn't work for me. And like I said, there was like all the pieces were there, like laid out on the table, and someone just put them together the wrong way, and it didn't work. So it's a shame because I think that the if this director had a bigger budget and maybe, hate to say a better script because I know he wrote it, but I think that this really could have been something special, but it just didn't do it. So trick for me, Marsman.
This is a trick. Like I don't know. Like it just I really was hoping to love it. Like I'm really. It's funny. I liked the last movie more, but I felt kind of the same way. Like I'm that we're living in an action movie renaissance right now, and my two favorite genres are action and slasher films.
Yep.
And I'm just fucking waiting for that slasher movie renaissance to happen. Like maybe it was Terrifier and it's going to be a while. Maybe it was the new Halloween or whatever. But like, we haven't quite got there yet because I feel like everything we've had just isn't able to fucking put the pieces together. They're trying to reinvent the wheel a little bit.
Would you consider What Keeps You Alive a slasher, or was that too isolated?
No, I would agree. And I would think that, it was... I mean, I wouldn't even know what else to call it otherwise. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a traditional slasher.
Yep.
But it, and I love that fucking movie. That's 1A before you two stop making fun of me. But like, I just really wanted to love this. I liked all the parts. I just don't understand how they all go together. So this was a trick. It's really bothering me to call it a trick. But
Yeah, same here. All right, MZ.
Yeah, I mean this had a lot of things going for it. In terms of, first of all, being a slasher, a Santa slasher, a Norwegian Santa slasher. The exteriors were really, really nice, had a great score. The things that went against it, unfortunately, beat those attributes to death. And we discussed that, the fact that you can't see anything, the bland characters. It just didn't. The pacing and the editing was just wonky as fuck. I just can't bring myself to say this is a treat. This is far from a treat. I was really gung ho for something else, and it just seemed like the director has something else in mind. Beats the hell out of me as to what that could be, though. This is a trick.
All right, Aries.
So, my kid had the unfortunate pleasure of sitting down and watching both of these movies with me. Although
He's never coming home again now.
Although I do love the time I spend with him, I feel bad that he had to sit and watch both these movies
Why
with
didn't
me.
you bring him on the show?
Because he has a good mind and doesn't want to
Yeah.
come here.
Yeah. Fair
no, like I recommend, I told him about the Christian one because he's a wrestling fan, and he just stayed to watch this next film with me. And no, I think he was half paying attention.
Yeah.
But when the movie got over, I looked at him, and before I could even say anything, he just went, "Well, the only good thing I can say is that everyone died." And I went, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to use that." So that's his quote about this movie. That's only good positive he has to say about this. This movie did have some small things about it that I liked. There were certain deaths, certain score attached to scenes, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't tied together well. I feel they were trying too hard to do too much. This movie probably could be good if it was edited better or differently, but as it is, this definitely is a trick.
All right, Raven Shadow.
No, I mean, I think for the first time in a while, I think it's pretty much unanimous all across the table. So I mean, it's not a cop out when I say I pretty much agree with what everyone is saying, because I don't think we need to talk any more about it. I'll say this: the dude made a movie. People got jobs for a day or a couple of days. That's nice.
Jesus.
Fucking trick.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. We're sorry. Actually, we had someone listening, a new subscriber. Let's see, his name was Tanta, and he had commented in the YouTube channel and then deleted all his comments. And I looked at his page, and like all the videos he's liked are of Yule Blood. So I wonder if it was like the director or someone involved with the movie.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't see what the last comment was, because it was deleted when I came back, it was already deleted. So
However, I'd be interested to see what the director does next. I think he has.
Well, I did say that
yeah,
though.
yeah.
I did, like
I would.
I think that he has a great visual style, and I really loved segments of this movie. Like that opening scene, I thought was beautiful, and I was like really on board. So I think that there is good here, and it just for whatever reason it's not. We didn't bust on this movie really. It's just that it just didn't work for all of us. And if we all are sort of in agreement about that, then there is definitely a disconnect there. If one of us felt that way, but everyone else didn't, then that's a separate issue. But we all felt the same way, that there was some really good stuff here, but it just wasn't a cohesive piece, and it didn't make it to the finish line. This is something that just wasn't quite there, So if you guys are looking for a holiday slasher, and if our thoughts on the film didn't scare you off and you just want to give it a go, check out Christmas Blood. It is available on VOD, and also I believe it's already out. Let me double check on that on DVD and Blu-ray. It is available on DVD. You can buy it for $10 from Artsploitation Films. So So if that's your thing, and you want to check it out, then it's readily available now. So go ahead and give it a look. And I gotta say, I do love Artsploitation. They we actually have a pretty good track record with them. I'd say they have more good films than bad with us. But this year wasn't exactly their year. Like with A Taste of Phobia, with Christmas Blood. Although we did like Molly for the most part. We did like Molly. So. But I do love. They've already released. There's a lot of the films they're putting out next year that look really interesting. So definitely enjoy what Artsploitation does and the films that they distribute and bring over here. So I appreciate that they do that. So all right, well that is going to wrap up our discussion of Christmas Blood, and that is going to put a nice little fucking cap on Double Feature Cram Jam. You got one film next week, Raven Shadow. You happy? It's 2 hours and 10 minutes, though.
Son of a bitch.
Though this was a bit of a chore for me this time, and it generally isn't, I still prefer doing 2 movies. It's always nice when there's something to compare and contrast against another movie where it's actually like current and stuff. I just like.
Yeah. I mean, I like it too, but I definitely wouldn't be able to do 52 shows a year for sure. So
See, I would just prefer it in January.
we know your thoughts.
Yeah.
But look at it this way: if we went by your way of thinking, we'd have to do it all next month.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it in January.
Yeah.
I could do it January.
It also has a lot.
You know what?
I got time.
We can call it the double feature. I ain't got shit to do, and I don't want to leave my house because it's too cold anyway. Double feature January.
Yeah.
double feature Cram Jam.
Cram Jam.
Yeah, Cram Jam.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what my favorite shows do every month anyway. So I think it just makes me feel like I'm a.
We're a big boy show.
Like I'm a big boy show. Yeah. Makes me feel like I'm. And I don't know.
Ass flaps.
I hope you have a terrible birthday.
Wow.
Wowzer.
I think I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Thank
Raven
you.
Shadow.
Why would he start having good days now?
Go see Aquaman.
I'm going to try to see Aquaman.
All right, so we do have, let me see, I think we have just 2 voicemail. And, yep, no more have come in. You know what, since we're all in, all in the mood for Raven Shadow's birthday, I think there might be a birthday greeting here.
Oh.
So let's hear from our buddy. Turn the volume up. First time, Mike.
Oh, nice.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great Christmas time.
Good, buddy.
Hope you got a little something that you wanted or some gift cards to get what you wanted to. I hope you were able to get people what they wanted or just, get that one gift that surprised somebody you really love. That's always a great feeling. Not much nice. I just wanted to stop, check in, and wish my boy, the cool principal himself, the Prince of Promotions, a whole bunch of other things I can't remember at the top of my head, and God bless Johnny Wolfenstein that he can remember this every episode. Michael Raven Shadow.
Oh, let me tell you first time, Mike. I do not remember them. I have them written down. There's no fucking way I'm remembering those.
He knows them.
No way.
Don't let him.
It's too many.
Don't let him sass you.
So just to let you know, Mike, I do not remember them.
Happy birthday, my friend. And hoping that you enjoy yourself tomorrow responsibly, of course.
Slow it down.
Because we want you to be back the next episode.
Some of us do.
Not everybody.
Quick question for you, Mr. Raven Shadow.
Yes, sir.
With some of the upcoming, first of all, did you see Aquaman yet? And if you had the chance to do a comic book movie of somebody that, character, any comic book company that you really liked, what movie would you make, and who would you get to star in it?
Oh. So you haven't seen Aquaman yet?
No. I want to see it. I was hoping this weekend, but there's still a lot of moving parts with stuff I gotta attend to. A lot going on, so I'm hoping to see it soon. I do. I want to see it. I like Momoba.
Momoba?
Momoba.
Momoba? So answer the man's question.
I do believe they made your dream movie, Constantine, with Keanu Reeves.
yes. That's fucking.
I know the answer.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we've covered a lot of that stuff. So I'm trying to think.
Yeah, we
outside,
have. Oh, you're trying to think of something different?
Yeah, we've done like the Jack Knight. We've done
Quantum Woody, yeah.
Another thing I was going to choose, I think, is coming to DC streaming. They are actually doing a Blue Devil. They cast Blue Devil, I think, in a role. I think Ian Zerling is playing him.
Yeah, it's for the Swamp Thing show.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I would like to do This is a deep dive. I don't know how they would do the year, but if anyone remembers the Legion, it started out Legion 88, Legion 89. It was came out of the Invasion storyline where they had Vril Dox, who will eventually be this is really fucking nerdy. All the ladies in the back are going to fucking love this. Vril Dox is from the planet Kalu. He's the what's before somebody else. He's the ancestor of Brainiac 5 from the Legion, but he basically has this very paramilitary police group that he gets various aliens, and eventually the Legion of Superheroes kind of morphs out of this or is inspired by this. But the cast full of Lobo eventually joined the team, and he has his look that we know, the biker Lobo character.
Oh, Lobo McFadden?
Lobo McFadden's in there. That's true. But they'd bring in even obscure DC characters like Captain Comet and various characters who made their way into the Legion of Superheroes, which I'm not a huge mark of. But Legion was a very dark paramilitary super police force. And that would be kind of a cool thing. And Legion stood for something that was like law enforcement, whatever the fuck. It's an acronym, as they say.
Yes.
But yeah.
That's it? All right.
Oh, fucking. Thank you, first time, Mike. Thank
well,
you for
there's
not
more to
judging.
his voicemail. I just wanted to get the question out of the way. So let's hear some more.
I know it might be hard off the top of your head, and it might be late, and you might be drinking already, but I know you can do it for me, my friend. Happy birthday. Everybody, have a safe and happy New Year's. Hope to talk to you guys all next year, and be safe whatever you do. If you're drinking, have somebody drive you. I know it's kind of trite, but I want to talk to you guys next week. This is first time Mike saying goodnight for the last time this year. Bye.
See you, buddy.
Thanks first time, Mike.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about me driving and drinking and driving.
Well, can you bring us home then?
He might start after tonight, though.
Yeah.
Thank you first time, Mike.
Thanks, buddy. Always great to hear from you. And, happy holidays and happy New Year to you as well.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Sure.
Sure.
All right. One more voicemail. This is from Saint Nicotine.
Ho, ho, ho! Hello, boys and girls! Supergrid Radio, this is old Saint Nick. How are ya? Merry Christmas! I know it's a little late, but it's better late than never. I got so many presents for you guys today. I was gonna drop it off on Christmas, but you know how that goes. I was a little late because I was drinking the old eggnog, and I was on my ass. I was fucked, man. Hey, Ravenschneider.
Hey. Yeah, what's up, man?
My gift to you is a box of cigs. Marlboro.
Wow. Marlboro.
There you go.
Now,
Thanks,
do you
bro.
like them filtered or unfiltered?
I prefer the filter. It's safer that way.
Now, before I give you your presents, Ravenschneider, I need you to answer this question for me, okay, bud?
Sure as hell try.
Your answer solely depends if I give this present to you or not. I hope you answer correctly, sir.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Ravenschneider,
Yeah.
is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is it a Christmas movie or not? Answer the question, Ravenschneider. Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to go now. My reindeer's calling me. I gotta make another.
You didn't answer the question.
I'm just yelling at me.
I know.
He's like you. I think it's a very fine action adventure film.
It's not a Christmas movie then? Yes or no? Is it a Christmas movie?
It's a movie. Yes.
Yes, it's a Christmas movie.
It is.
Okay, let's hear from Saint Nicotine.
Stop. Bye for now, guys. Bye bye. Oh no, there's a huge creature. It just ate all my reindeer. No. Who could this huge creature be?
I don't know.
Hello. Hello. I'm Mars. I ate your reindeer because I'm hungry.
That's why he
I
smells.
love reindeer. Hey, where's my Zero? And I was gonna get him something, but he already got every toy, Transformer toy. Is it Mattel? Did you gotta get it from Mattel? Did Mattel make your toy line, buddy? Whoa! Ho ho ho! Raven
All right.
Holy shit! Is he dead?
Oh, he might
Was he hit by a dart?
Well, that explains the smell from emanating from Mars's orifices.
Dropping reindeer bait.
Eating reindeer.
When I was in the stall, I was yelling, "Get out, Donna! Get out, Dancer! Get out!" From out my asshole with this chili you're mixing.
Wow, he didn't. You answered the question, Raven Shadow, but he didn't tell you whether you're right or wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're
probably-
wrong.
Oh, wow. Well, good. Good. It's like I'm married again. Awesome. Well, it's fine. I mean, I think it's way too much. Not since fucking the whole Die Hard Christmas movie debate. I don't know, man. I think it's a fun.
Who fucking cares? It's a
the-
movie.
Yeah, right. It's a fucking movie.
It's a movie.
I mean, they wouldn't have been together. He wouldn't have went to the fucking West Coast if it wasn't for that. To get his marriage back together.
Could have been for the kid's birthday.
Was it the kid's birthday?
No, could have been though.
Yeah, but it wasn't. And you know what? It's fucking second movie also took place at fucking Christmas.
Lethal Weapon's my favorite Christmas movie.
Lethal Weapon, Invasion USA.
Yep. That's a good one.
Good
Invasion
call.
USA.
Good
And
call.
It always bugs me when movies are set during Christmas time when they're out in like L.A. and not in like snow climates. Because I was like, what's the fucking point?
So that's
you do
not
know Christmas happens in the warmer weather too, right? They do celebrate.
Christmas
it there.
happens all over,
That
Raven
that
Shadow.
shouldn't be allowed. They
Like-
get
like-
like,
They shouldn't be
There's
allowed.
Christmas trees in Miami.
No, wait, once again, I'm not denying it doesn't exist. I'm not snow Christmaser.
Bye,
Or whatever
thanks
the
for
fuck.
coming.
Okay, bye, Mike. Dars, what was he?
Madars?
Madar.
Was that like Zadar?
Look,
Madars?
Oh, Madarzy. Oh, Madarzy.
Battle Royale 2 takes
Let
place
you-
during Christmas time.
Sure, but I mean, there's snow in Japan, right?
Yes, it does snow in Japan.
Yeah, it's good. I don't love when they. It's why would you set your movie in Christmas time if you didn't have the snow as a backdrop? Seems like a waste.
Why?
What?
Why is it a waste?
See,
What if
why
the
would you
movie
You
takes place in
realize that
California?
the people in the warmer weather
Yeah.
celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, they don't know how to do it though. They don't fucking shovel. You can't celebrate Christmas if you don't shovel.
Did you shovel on Christmas?
Oh, it snows.
Besides, if you've noticed
Did you shovel
Oh,
on
shit.
Christmas?
Wow.
That you just said you can't celebrate Christmas without shoveling. Did you shovel on Christmas?
I did.
What did you shovel?
Yeah, what the
Besides
fuck
shit.
did you shovel?
I
Besides
shoveled.
the shit you're shoveling right now.
Well, it's simple. I shoveled my hopes and dreams and I put them in the backyard.
And if you want to put a
buried 'em.
bigger hole in your theory, the people of California probably shoveled because right now the weather is so wonky at this point. It's snowing in Florida. It's snowing in Texas. It's snowing in California. But
that
it ain't
really?
snowing here.
It's
So
like off
figure that
Carlos.
one
Is it
out.
snowing there? He posted pictures all day Christmas Day. It was just him and beer. No,
Was it in his house or outside?
Yeah.
All right, well,
right,
maybe we should
Let's
fucking
end this debacle.
Yeah, this has been a debacle.
Yeah, well, good.
I think Mars legit left. maybe there's
Yeah, all his shit is gone.
maybe that was Rudolph coming out of his ass.
On Charmin. on Bounty.
On Angel Sauce.
On Angel Sauce. On White
Scots.
Cloud. On White Cloud. On Scots. On Angel Cloud. On Scots. On 2-ply and 3-ply. Single-ply, go.
Double roll, triple roll.
Ho,
wow,
ho,
like my
ho.
tonight.
Oh shit! All right. For the final time in 2018, MZ.
Raven Hitch, douchebags.
Aries.
We'll see you later.
Whoa.
Well, someone accused of me saying goodbye as being a catchphrase, so now I'm going to break it up. See you later.
Raven Shadow.
All right, Live Fast, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Make love with your mask on.
Ooh. Remember, children, where we go, there you are. You like my Mars?
I was thinking a little bone.
A little bone steady.
A little bone screw.
All right, well, that is going to do it for episode 335. And want to thank everyone for sending in voicemail, everyone who hung out in the chat room. We had some people joining us on YouTube. Appreciate that. Let me just see real quick. Chat room, Hot Pants McGee says, "What the fuck? I love the look on Aries' face right now." That was 4 minutes ago.
The one covered by the beer?
Oh, in other words, it hasn't changed.
That probably was during that voicemail.
Oh, probably. So, yeah, thanks to everyone and everyone who listens to the podcast. We appreciate you guys. If you haven't done so yet, leave us a 5-star review.
Made it through another year.
Oh, it was during the voicemail, he said. Yeah. So we'd love to get some more 5-star reviews. It's been, we have been asking lately, but it's been a while since we've gotten any. And we want to continue to move up Apple Podcast charts. So if you enjoy what we do, consider giving us a 5-star review and let people know what you dig about the show so that other people can find it. We would appreciate it. And, well, I guess that's it. Next week.
Goodbye.
Yeah, next week we're going to do Double Tap. So if you guys want to join in, feel free to send us a voice message, email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Let us know one and or two things that, you got for the holidays that were really awesome or just something you've been digging lately. And also we're going to be talking about the flick Animal World, which is on Netflix right now, Chinese flick, co-starring Michael Douglas. So give that a look, and if you guys have thoughts about the film, feel free to send those our way as well. And, check out trickortreatradio.com. Help support the show. And that's going to do it. So for everyone here at Castle Wolfenstein, goodbye to 2018. Hello, 2019. See you guys later.